Important update about YouTube playlists. Hey everyone. We've received many messages asking why our YouTube playlists aren't showing up. Do we create YouTube playlists? Yes, we absolutely do. So why can't you see them? Honestly, we're not sure. We've been in contact with YouTube support for several months now, but we still haven't received a clear answer or solution. After much discussion, our team has decided to take matters into our own hands. We believe the issue might be related to the number of playlists we've created on a single channel, possibly too many. Our solution? We're launching 2 additional YouTube channels, giving us a total of 3. This way, we can organize our audiobooks better and avoid the playlist visibility issue in the future. This change only affects our YouTube audience. If you're a patron supporter, you can still access all our audiobooks by visiting the collection menu on Patreon. Thanks so much for your time and continued support. Happy listening, Famuth and Gistov. That should be enough to deal with him. Yes, she can control herself and her thirst for revenge if it is for the plan's success. After all, once both she and Clayman awaken, they will be able to take on those old monsters. He looked at his assembled army as they were preparing for the invasion of Urazania. Soon he will ascend into his true power, soon he won't be the weak one of the group. He smirked as he thought of Milim's situation. There is nothing to be afraid of now with Milim under his control. Even that demon wouldn't stand a chance against the serious Milim. He looked at her standing beside him. How the mighty have fallen. Just a little while ago she had said that a mere Clayman couldn't control her. He raised his hand as he said, "Kakuku, how does it feel, Milim? How does it feel to have to obey other people?" As he was lowering his arm to slap her, he stopped all of a sudden. What is this feeling? For some reason he feels like if he hits her right now, something bad will happen later. Sigh. Well, anyways, Milim should be enough to finish off the Sliman demon if they survive the attack on Tempest. Now that he has Milim, there is no demon lord he has to fear. He heard a knock on the door to his office. "Clayman, I hope I'm not interrupting." "Oh, it's just Frey." "No, come in." As she entered she said, "Once Demon Lord Carrion has been dealt with, my debt to you will be paid off." "Yes, Frey, after this your debt will be paid." "I see, I'm leaving to prepare then." Soon all will be ready." Donata Sakaguchi, she waited for the perfect opportunity to attack the slime. As she was waiting she got a message indicating that the attack on the monster nation Tempest had started. A holy field was established around the area, significantly weakening the monsters. All that was left was for Famuth, the nation leading the attack, to deal with the monsters. She sent a quick message telling her subordinates to monitor the attack, and not to interfere until there was an opportunity to deal with the demon. They couldn't let another demon awaken into a true demon lord. After all, the only demon who has awakened is the strongest demon lord around, Guy Crimson. She did not want another Guy Crimson around to threaten the humans. She noticed the arrival of the slime. She needed to personally deal with the slime. It is the killer of Shizu after all. She needed to avenge her teacher. Raiden. She followed Vesta to his laboratory. He needed her help charging some things up with her lightning, as lightning is also a form of something called electricity. She saw no reason to refuse, as her master was living in Tempest. The better things were in Tempest, the more comfortable her master would be. She did have to deal with that annoying Dragonette's courting attempts, but she simply ignored him. She has been training herself intensely both in the art of being a proper maid, and her own strength. She is learning holy magic and cooking from Shuna-san. She will make up for her weakness. Soon she won't hold her master back anymore. After all, her master shouldn't have to deal with those who do not understand his greatness. That is the job of a maid. According to Shuna, she was a terrible cook at first, but through sheer grit and determination she broke her limits and ascended into proper chef status. It was a grueling and difficult journey, one of the hardest things she has ever accomplished in fact. But she did it, all for her master. Maybe he will praise her for her cooking when he gets back? As she was heading back to Tempest after completing her task, she felt a barrier form around Tempest. She quickly flew as fast as she could towards Tempest, but she couldn't get through the barrier no matter how much she tried. As she continued to try and break through the barrier despite the injuries it was giving her, she hoped that Suko will be able to handle whatever is going on inside. Rimuru, he looked towards Ranga. "Master, why did you give her your beloved mask?" He himself didn't know. "I don't know, it just felt right for me to give Chloe the mask, almost like destiny. I'm sure Shizu-san would rather her have it anyway. Who knows, she might even follow Shizu's path and become a champion. Better yet, become a hero. Surely not. Ha ha ha. Alright Ranga, it's time to go home." "Yes." "I sent something off." "Ranga, get into my shadow." "Yes." "Notice." "What is it, Great Sage?" "You have been enclosed in a wide-range barrier. All spatial interference skills that would permit exit are sealed. Spatial motion cannot be used." Oh man, he has a bad feeling about this. He saw Sai teleport next to him. "Sai. What happened to you?" Are you a body double? Rimuru-sama, you must get away from here. What happened? Enemies, far more than we Kusai. It seems something happened. Just what is going on? Even Ranga can't come out of his shadow. Notice. You have been enclosed in another wide-range barrier. The use of skills within this barrier has been sealed. He used his resistance skills, but his magic abilities were still limited. If the one who set these barriers is out there, he is going to have a tough battle ahead. Sai and the rest can't even use thought communication to get in contact with him due to the barrier. Why did this have to happen to him? Chapter 19, Part 4. That mask showed up again. So it's true. That slime is. He must find a way to serve under that slime, even as the lowliest of servants. As he continued to observe the slime, he encountered more astounding things. To think the slime would consume the orc disaster and gain a demon lord seed. And just when he didn't think he could be even more surprised than he already was, he saw the slime encounter a demon of his own lineage, one stronger than him no less. Q. One that also shares similarities to Blank's lineage. Truly interesting. And he isn't able to see through him, so it's one with an ultimate skill despite only being a demon duke and a seed. What a powerful soul he must have. Is it possible he is a reincarnated human? Or is there some other mystery behind him? Truly, this era is truly becoming interesting. He watched as one of his own descendants got close to the slime before even he could. How embarrassing. Sigh, all he can do is wait for his chance. He has a feeling he will be summoned soon. Rimuru, what is all this? What happened here? Are they all dead? The humans were merciless. Humans? We did just as you ordered, Rimuru-sama, we welcome the humans. Is all this my fault? There are 3 rules. First, no attacking humans. Second, no fighting amongst yourselves. Third, no belittling other races. Did this happen because they followed my orders? As I was approaching Jura, I could sense a barrier around Tempest. What? Why would there be a barrier around Tempest? As I approached the barrier, I had to analyze it. There was an anti-magic area originating from inside the barrier and a holy field coming from outside. A double-layered barrier that will weaken magicule-based life forms to an incredible degree. Who could have done this? The church? They are against monsters after all. I quickly applied a multi-layer barrier on myself and flew through the barrier and into Tempest at my highest speed yet. Once I approached, all I could do was freeze. The entire city of Tempest was turned upside down, buildings torn down, people screaming, bodies laying on the ground. Injured people being carried around. I slowly descended down. Once I got low enough, someone noticed me and came running towards me. Felix-sama. You're here. Rimuru-sama is in that direction. I think his name was Riger. What happened here? Who did this? We were attacked. He said as he looked to the ground with tears streaming out of his eyes. The humans used a barrier that weakened monsters. We couldn't use any magic or skills. I heard enough. I passed him a bunch of full potions I had in case of an emergency. Give these to those who need it. Yes. He said as he ran off. As he ran off, my thoughts were in chaos. Why would someone attack Tempest? It was a nation of peaceful monsters. They hadn't attacked anyone. Hell, I basically lived here. Rimuru's subordinates treated me almost as well as they treated him. They didn't deserve this. I flew towards the direction Riger pointed towards. I needed to see Rimuru. Once I arrived, I saw Rimuru kneeling on the ground, and I didn't need to ask why. There were hundreds of bodies covered in white sheets around us. Was this why strength was needed? So people wouldn't dare to attack us? I didn't move, I just stared ahead. I saw Benimaru up ahead along with some other kaijin. I forced myself to walk towards Rimuru, bringing everyone's attention towards me. Once I was behind him, I realized why my friend was like this. In front of me laid Shuna, covered by a white sheet. I put my hand on his shoulder, but he didn't move. I stepped back. That's when I noticed something out of the corner of my vision, a body with a familiar set of purple hair. No. I teleported next to the body and steeled my resolve as I lifted the white sheet. The moment I did, my rage increased astronomically. My magicules were going out of control. Felix-sama. I heard Benimaru say. Even Rimuru was looking my way. I quickly got my magicules under control. Sorry. Sikoshi. They would pay, there is no doubt about that. I was escorted to the meeting room so that we could think of a plan, though I ignored what everyone said as I thought of a way to fix all of this. Raiden appeared during this time. Apparently she was locked outside of the barrier for some time, and then she was helping the survivors. At least she is okay. I didn't even get to try Siko's cooking. I know that there is a way to bring the dead back. Milim herself has done it, though not completely. Odin, do you know a way? It has been detected that the souls of the dead are being kept in the area due to the multi-layer barrier. It is suggested that if the host wishes to bring back the dead, that he keeps the barrier up. I see, So there is a chance then, their souls are still here after all. I don't know any magic to bring back the dead though. Milim brought back her dragon after her harvest festival. If I went through a harvest festival, would Sako be brought back? I put up another barrier of my own to make sure the souls stay in the barrier. Rimuru asks what I'm doing, but I just tell him that I'll tell him later. He agrees and we continue on. It seems that there is a bug in the person who helped cause all of this. Something that needs to be dealt with. I sent a thought communication to Rimuru telling him about it, and we came up with a plan to deal with it. Once we were in the meeting room, we faked the woman's death, making it seem like she died to whoever was on the other end of the bug. The guy, Yom, seemed happy once he realized that she was being forced into it. Fucking Clayman is behind all of this? The one known as Clayman's heart stopped a beat when Milim brought up you having a Kaijin servant. It is likely he was also the true mastermind behind the orc invasion. A bug like the one found in this Majin would explain why the loose-lipped Gelmud never revealed his involvement no matter the pressure applied. The Majin looked at me in surprise. How did you know? Doesn't matter, we can discuss it once we arrive at the meeting room. We finally got into discussing everything. Someone mentioned that the Famuth nation will return in 1 week to wipe us out if we don't surrender. What a joke. The merchant is saying that Famuth might have attacked due to all the new trade routes Tempest is creating, which will result in a loss of profit for Famuth. They did all this for greed. Why don't you tell me in detail what led you into this mess with us? Rimuru said to the Majin. I'll leave it to the Majin to explain. I am Jiren. I serve the demon lord Clayman. What? Clayman? Could I have prevented this if I just killed him back then? He told me to investigate Tempest as a spy. According to his orders, I placed an anti-magic area around Tempest. Clayman took my heart from me using his secret heart, Marionette Heart. Ever since then I've had to obey him or die. I see, and what made Clayman want to mess with us? Asked Rimuru. I have a feeling I know the answer to that. He had mentioned that he wanted to awaken. I don't know what that means, but he also said he wanted revenge against a demon. They all turned to look at me. Was this my fault? Revenge? What could Felix have done to make Clayman so angry? I decide to inform them of my suspicions. A while ago I killed a Deathman that might have been working for Clayman and been a friend of his. You mean back when you fight Charybdis? Asks Rimuru. Yes, I told you before that I killed someone while the other ran away. I see, then this isn't your fault. You were just protecting Tempest. I hear agreements throughout the room but I ignore them. This was my fault. I could have stopped this at the root if I had just listened to my instinct and killed Clayman right then and there. I could have just said I wanted his demon lord seat, and according to Milim, no one would bat an eye, as that would just mean that Clayman was too weak. I hear Jiren continue as she says, Clayman also has Demon Lord Milim under control and plans to attack Demon Lord Carrion. Milim? Under control? What a joke. What kind of games is she playing? Once the meeting was over with Rimuru and I took a walk around, I told Rimuru about what I had learned, that the barrier was keeping all the souls around. This seemed to put a little life back in him. There was hope to bring everyone back after all. Chapter 20, Part 5. Rimuru-sama. We both stopped as 3 humans approached. They are elves. I see. It seems they are friendly, seeing as how Rimuru isn't preparing for an attack. Once they approached, the female in the lead said, the odds are pretty low. In fact, they might basically be 0. But there is a fairy tale about bringing back the dead. Is she talking about Milim's story? I see. Tell me more, Ren. It seems we might just have a plan in the making. The girl started telling Milim's story. Rimuru, we won't have the issue of them coming back with no will. Their souls are still here after all. The chance is low, but as long as the chance is there. Both Rimuru and I have seeds that should increase the odds a bit. We just need enough souls to begin the harvest festival. I watch as Rimuru comes to the realization of what he will have to do. He is a pacifist at heart, but also understands reality. This is something that he doesn't want to do, I'm sure of it, but sometimes, the choice is taken out of our hands. He gets a report saying that more soldiers from Famuth are arriving. We quickly gather everyone in the meeting room and come up with a plan to awaken as true Daemon Lords. What I'm saying is, I'm going to wipe out the entire force that's headed here from Famuth, including their king and top officers. That should be enough for me to awaken as a Demon Lord. Felix will go after Clayman's forces that are preparing to invade Urazania. Felix said that he can deal with Clayman's army and Milim, so don't worry about that. Yes, Clayman is weak after all, and Milim should be easy to deal with as long as she isn't actually being controlled, which is the likely scenario. I don't see there being very many if any ways to control Milim, let alone for someone like Clayman to have such a method. Especially seeing as Milim is an ultimate skill wielder, making her immune to most mind control effects. Raiden will stay behind at Tempest in case something happens. She should be able to stall enough for me to get back here. I still felt like this whole thing was my fault. Now hopefully, I can fix things. This was a reality check, for both me and Rimuru. Alright. It's time. Let's go. Well, it's time to become a demon lord. Rimuru, he looked down at the camp of humans. They are the ones who killed everyone. They just rest peacefully as his people mourn and cry. Benimaru and the others can take care of the holy field. Now he just needs to do his piece. You're all going to be food for me. Anti-magic area established. The enemy army is now unable to use magic. No survivors. Now die. Megiddo. 1788 have died. 1903 have died. 2435 have died. 5362 have died. He flew down towards the king's tent. You must be the monster ruler of Tempest. You look Japanese, are you another worlder? On the outside, but not on the inside. Well, either way you're an enemy. He kills him with a Megiddo. He looked to the side and saw some guards begging for their lives. Did they spare his people when they didn't want to die? He didn't think so, he quickly killed them. Confirmed. Unique skill, merciless acquisition successful. A new skill? I see. He ignored the king and priests begging, his words were getting annoying so he cut his arm off. He will use his new unique skill to claim all the souls he needs. Use unique skill, merciless? Yes, do it. I flew towards where I could sense Clayman and his army, the borders of Urazania. I suppress my presence to the absolute peak of my current ability. As I was flying there I contemplated how I should do this. Should I make it personal, or just wipe them all out at once? No, it was best to do this quickly. One hollow purple should be enough to wipe out Clayman, and his camp, and if there are barriers up hollow purple will just shred through them. I guess it's time to finally act like a real demon, to kill everything indiscriminately. Odin, how many monsters are in the camp? There are 33,402 demi-humans and Majin. I see. It has been detected that there is one being under the same spell as individual known as Mjurin. So one is being controlled, huh? Might as well save whoever it is being controlled, though I am somewhat surprised that only one is being controlled. The rest willingly joined Clayman then, huh? They can die along with him then. I use my mastery over spatial manipulation to teleport the one being controlled to me, which seems to be a fox of some sort. I quickly knock the fox unconscious and store it in my stomach. A three-tailed fox, huh? The mind control should fade once Clayman is dead, and if it doesn't I'm sure Odin can come up with a solution. I feel Milim, Frey and Carrion off in the distance. It seems like Milim is busy toying with Carrion. I send Milim a thought communication. Milim, whatever games you are playing stay out of this. Felix. I cut off the thought communication as I get ready to prepare a hollow purple. I suggest you end the hollow purple once the barrier is down and finish the army off with an overcharged blue. You could then use the mass from the corpses to create a far superior body for a future subordinate with birthday. That's a good idea. Maybe I can summon a demon and have it inhabit the Deathman body. I will need a good political savvy one, so someone from the white lineage maybe? I prepare a very precise amount of magicules, so that the hollow purple will end once the barrier is broken. Thank you, Odin. It's easy to measure exactly how much is needed. With your assistance take the amplified and the reversal and smash together those two different infinities to create imaginary mass, imaginary technique, hollow purple. I watch as the hollow purple breaks through the barrier surrounding the camp and immediately cancel it. I then follow up with a massive blue just to make sure how many people are left. Odin? 0 individuals left alive. You have acquired enough souls to begin the Harvest Festival. Verified all conditions have been met, the Harvest Festival will begin momentarily. I feel sleepy all of a sudden. I lose control of my magicules as I become more and more tired. That's not good. I need someone to protect me and take me back to Tempest. I might as well summon that demon now. First, birthday. The clump of mass rearranges itself into a blank-looking body. I can feel if I choose to let it, a remnant would take over this Deathman. They would be at least as strong as that footman guy, likely even stronger than him. Activate summoning magic, demon summoning. My offering is this Deathman host body, that will mold to fit the user perfectly. Come demon, serve me. I watch as a demon appears from the portal. One with white hair, and red eyes. She was quite powerful too, stronger than an archdemon, but not quite at the level of a demon duke. My, such a bountiful offering, what do you desire my summoner? How rare, the ascension of a true Daemon Lord. Become my subordinate and take me north to Tempest, protect me until my Harvest Festival finishes. I wouldn't normally agree to such a request, but seeing the aura radiating off your form is truly something. To think that my summoner would be a demon stronger than I, one not even a primordial at that. The fact that I will also finally have something with which to tease that normally unflappable noir makes it even better. I agree, I will serve you to the best of my abilities, my lord. She says with a bow. I have a feeling that I know just what I summoned, are the last thoughts I have before finally losing consciousness. Blank. She quickly catches her lord as he falls unconscious. It wouldn't do for her master to fall to the ground in front of her after all. She observed the surrounding area. It's as if he created a black hole, yet there are no leftover emanations of strong gravity waves. How curious. Truly, to think that even she would still be capable of being surprised. To find a demon of Noir's lineage stronger than him. How amusing. Truly, she will enjoy teasing him about that. And the host body she was offered is truly something special. It's more powerful than Blanche's but just as compatible. She will be able to flaunt her victory over Drawn and Violet for millennia to come. She looks forward to what this new lord of hers has in store for her. Now it wouldn't do to fail the first orders she received now, would it? She used her universal sense to pinpoint Tempest's exact location and flew there with her master in her arms. As she was flying there she was interrupted by a pink-haired girl. Hey! What are you doing with Felix? Felix? Is that her master's name? Truly quite the exquisite name, as expected of her master. I have been ordered by my master to take him to Tempest. Ah. So you are a new servant of his then? I see. Let's go, I'll show you the way then. She knew the way already, but it doesn't hurt to have a guide. It is unlikely she would stand a chance against this demon lord anyway. As she was arriving she noticed the slime arriving. Oh? The slime is also undergoing a harvest festival. Forget rare, this is outright unheard of for two people, likely friends, to both be undergoing the harvest festival simultaneously. She was summoned during some truly interesting times it seems. Hopefully they didn't cause enough chaos to have Rouge step in. That would be bothersome. Chapter 21, Awakening. As she was fighting Carrion she tried to send a thought communication to her bestie but he was ignoring her. Something must have happened. He sounded upset when he told her to stop playing around. Maybe he wanted to join? Ah. She stopped paying attention to the fight and now her arm stings a bit from Carrion's attack. That is quite impressive, her arm hasn't stung in a long time after all. All of a sudden both she and Carrion stop fighting and look in a specific direction, even Frey stopped hiding. A massive amount of magicules was gathering. Is that Felix? Wait, isn't Clayman and his army there? Oopsie. Ah, well looks like Clayman is gone now. Oh well, she wanted to have more fun with Clayman, but at least now her bestie can become a demon lord. Both she and Carrion came to a mutual understanding as they stopped fighting to investigate what was going on. Sigh, she wanted to use her Drago Nova though. As she was flying towards the site of destruction with Carrion and Frey, she felt another aura appear next to Felix. Did he summon a demon? The mysterious aura and Felix soon started flying towards Tempest. She told Carrion and Frey that she will meet them later and picked up her speed to catch up. Once she caught up she saw a white-haired demon carrying Felix towards Tempest. She decided to show herself. Hey! What are you doing with Felix? It doesn't hurt to make sure after all. She also used her Millimai on Felix, and her suspicions were confirmed. He is undergoing the Harvest Festival. She wondered how much stronger he will get, maybe they can fight even more seriously. The white-haired demon soon came to a stop. She used her Millimai on her. The demon is quite strong. I have been ordered by my master to take him to Tempest. Ah. So you're a new servant of his then? I see. Let's go. I'll show you the way there. Felix got quite the strong servant in this demon. She doesn't even have a name yet. I briefly regained my consciousness as I was carried off towards Tempest. I was slowly falling back asleep, but just before I did a thought came to me. What do I wish for? Why am I pursuing strength? I knew what I wanted. I still haven't forgotten what goal I set for myself, back when I was only a lesser demon. I may have been sidetracked, but I've always remembered. I want to see other worlds. I want to explore all of Velden of his creation, to truly experience what he gave up everything for. I want to see it all. The voice of the world has accepted this wish. Unique skill, Planeswalker acquisition successful. The voice continued as I fell asleep. Blank, yay we have arrived, put my bestie down on the pillar next to Rimuru. This small demon lord really is an excitable one. I carefully place my new master down where directed, whilst observing the surroundings. All the monsters here are named. That is both absolutely incredible and at the same time utterly stupid. Does the slime truly not care for the risk that comes with naming? Though it appears that the dragon was named by my master. Odin, notice. The Harvest Festival has begun. The individual's physical constitution will be rebuilt and he will evolve into a higher state. Confirmed, evolving from Demon Duke to Devil Lord. All physical abilities have significantly improved. Host is able to freely change between spiritual and material form. Next, all skills and resistances acquired by the old form will be reacquired. Successful. Extra skill, Ultra Speed Regeneration has evolved into Extra Skill, Infinite Regeneration. Extra skill, Demon Lord's Hockey acquisition successful. Extra skill, multi-layer barrier has evolved into extra skill, multi-dimensional barrier. Evolution of intrinsic skill, limitless desired. Sacrificing extra skill, spatial motion, extra skill, spatial storage, and extra skill, gravity manipulation. The intrinsic skill, limitless has evolved into the unique skill, infinity. Attempting to evolve unique skill, infinity. Sacrificing unique skill, spatial severing. Successful, the unique skill, infinity has evolved into the ultimate skill, Uriel, Lord of Vows. The host possesses excess energy. Detected host's desire for further evolution. Using excess energy to attempt to forcefully evolve ultimate skill, Uriel, Lord of Vows. Sacrificing unique skill, isolate. Evolution unsuccessful. Sacrificing unique skill, Planeswalker. Evolution successful. The ultimate skill, Uriel, Lord of Vows has evolved into the ultimate skill, Ouroboros, Lord of Infinity. Extra skill, lightning manipulation, extra skill, wind manipulation, and extra skill, weather manipulation have been combined into law manipulation. Multi-dimensional barrier, law manipulation, infinite regeneration, universal sense, and Demon Lord's Hockey have been absorbed into Ouroboros, Lord of Infinity. The body and soul of the host is strong enough to bear more ultimate skills. Restraint on ultimate skill, Satanael, Lord of Wrath removed. Ultimate skill, Satanael, Lord of Wrath can now be used at 100% of its full power. Demonic core has been strengthened. Awakening completed. Evolution to Devil Lord completed. Blank, notice, the individual Felix's Harvest Festival is complete. Next step, a gift will be bestowed on those connected to him. Era? For my lord to be so blessed with a good subordinate. Despite how much the gifting is likely forcing her into slumber, she hasn't even wavered, let alone fallen to her knees or losing consciousness outright. She makes the slime subordinate seem subpar. I will have to put forth full effort to not be outshone in the future. At the very least the Red Kaijin has enough loyalty to try to remain awake. Oh? Is the slime already awake so quickly despite having just awakened? Era? It appears my master is following suit. Notice. You can rest easy. No, it appears their skills are puppeting their bodies. How fascinating. Oh, that finally did it. The Red One and the Dragon succumb to slumber, but only after being granted permission. Such wonderful servants. Oh? Once again the slime is surprising me. Attempting to resurrect the dead just after becoming a demon lord, and with these barriers in place the souls haven't escaped, and my master's skill is prepping his own magicules to make up the difference. Truly my master and his friend are sure to bring even more interesting times. I'm surprised to see you here, Noir. I turn my head to see a special new guest appear with some of his subordinates and what appears to be a captive of some sort, maybe one of the ones responsible for this incident. Ultimate skill, Raphael, Lord of Wisdom analyzed. Ultimate skill, Raphael, Lord of Wisdom acquired. Ultimate skill, Raphael, Lord of Wisdom has been absorbed into ultimate skill, Odin, Lord of Cursed Knowledge. Ultimate skill, Beelzebub, Lord of Gluttony analyzed. Ultimate skill, Beelzebub, Lord of Gluttony acquired. Unique skill, Predator has been absorbed into ultimate skill, Beelzebub, Lord of Gluttony. Chapter 22, Part 2. She sat down next to Felix after everything was done. Everyone was brought back to life and now everyone was just waiting for Felix and Rimuru to wake up. Felix's two subordinates, Raiden and Siko, got stronger from the gifting. She could easily see them tearing apart the likes of Frey, Carrion, and Clayman, even without teaming up. She looked deeper into them with her Milim eye and noticed they both have unique skills now too, and not just that. They both have Demon Lord seeds. And then there is that demon that Felix summoned. She doesn't even have a name yet and she should still be capable of defeating Raiden or Siko in a one-on-one. Were demons always so strong? There is Felix, that black-haired demon that Rimuru summoned, the white-haired demon that Felix summoned. Each of them are super strong demons. Even Guy has those two demons as minions. That's it, she will be getting a demon subordinate as well. She looked around and saw that most of the monsters were still asleep. She hadn't known that Tempest was being attacked. She would have helped if she did. If she knew, she would have just killed Clayman and came to help. After all, no one would complain if Clayman was gone. Everyone knew he was doing shady stuff. She was sent by Clayman to go kill Carrion along with Frey. They were planning on keeping Carrion alive in secret and exposing Clayman during the Walpurgis. She would put in her vote to make Felix a demon lord at that time too, maybe even Rimuru since he is strong enough. Hopefully Felix isn't too upset about her helping Clayman. She didn't know he was the one pushing things along with the invasion. Then there was the fact that Clayman was working for someone. She wanted to find out who. Noir, Qa truly extraordinary. For two demon lords to awaken at the same time, one of his own lineage at that. His descendant even summoned Blink, to think that even she would pledge her allegiance to his descendant. He could tell her incarnation vessel was impressive as well, a Daemon, the same as his own vessel. Though it appears to be of even greater quality than his own. He didn't think there were many who knew of the magic to create Daemon. Among the demons it was just him, Guy, and it seems his descendant. Guy Crimson. He focused his senses towards Jura Forest. 2 new true demon lords have awakened. He would have thought it would be Carrion, Frey or Clayman, but no, it was 2 completely new demon lords. Truly interesting. One of them seems to be that guy that Milim was babbling about, Felix. A demon just like him, maybe even a devil lord. He will have to wait until the Walpurgis to get a clear reading on him. This Walpurgis is shaping up to be truly interesting. Maybe one of the new demon lords will have an ultimate skill. It has been a long time since a new ultimate skill wielder has popped up. Hopefully Luminous can awaken hers soon. Lust could be quite the interesting addition to his skill set. He should get Leon to attend the Walpurgis. He has a feeling things are going to change soon. I opened my eyes and saw Siko's face. Well, at least what little of it was visible behind her massive rack. Did they get bigger? It seems like I'm laying on her lap then. It's good to know that we were able to bring everyone back. Ah. Felix-sama, you've awakened. Good morning. Ah, good morning Siko, I'm glad you made it back. How do you feel? I feel great. I also got a lot stronger from your gift. I see, don't do that again. Yes, it won't happen never again. All of a sudden I see Raiden appear in front of me kneeling and forming a miniature crater. Ah well, Tempest is already damaged quite a bit, a little bit more won't do anything. Felix-sama. I'm glad that you have awakened. Hello to you too Raiden, how have you been? I am feeling excellent, Felix-sama. I have been training my new abilities. Now I won't hold you back anymore. Ah, well I got even stronger so I have a feeling that she still has a long way to go. Though now that I am paying more attention, both Raiden and Siko have more magicules than even Clayman did. I used my Milim eye on them to get a more detailed reading and boy was I surprised. They both have unique skills, and Demon Lord seeds. Man I got some overpowered subordinates. Notice. Individuals known as Siko and Raiden are incapable of awakening into true demon lords due to having a master-servant relationship with you. All the souls they harvest will automatically be transferred to the master. Huh? So they can't awaken into true demon lords no matter what? That sucks. Could you try and find a way around that restriction, Odin? Affirmative. Great, thanks. Once I'm done talking with Odin I turn towards the demon I summoned. Ah, my lord, I am happy to see that your awakening went well. I look towards where I hear the voice and boy am I surprised, man the demon I summoned is beautiful, she kinda gives off that era energy. She also seems to be part of the white lineage. Ah thank you, I also never got to thank you for answering my summoning so I appreciate that. Era, there is no need for that, the offering you gave me is more than enough thanks, along with that I have pledged my allegiance to you, it would be unsightly for you to thank a mere servant such as myself. Ah, well I don't really treat my subordinates as servants, just do what I tell you to. And I'm sure our relationship will work out great. I will keep that in mind my lord. I use Milim eye on the demon, just what the fuck did I summon? Her magicule capacity is absurd for a demon, let alone an unnamed demon. She has more magicules than my archdemon self, she would likely body Footman too, and she is only an archdemon. Wait a minute. Is she? Ah, by any chance are you a primordial? Era, it seems my master is well informed, yes, I am the primordial of white, blank. Oh shit. Well, at least I got a strong subordinate out of her. I see, do you want a name? A name? I would be most honored to receive a name from you, my lord. She said with a bow. What should I name her? Her red eyes remind me of someone. Ah, I know. I see, I name you Arcuaid then. I think the name fits. Right after I name her she undergoes an evolution causing a cocoon of sorts to form around her. Oh shit that was quite a bit of magicules used up. Probably about 1/10 of my total capacity. Answer. The naming process used up 9.562% of your current capacity. Don't I have multiple times more magicules than before? That is correct. I don't think I could have named her before awakening then, man these primordials are absolutely absurd. And what's this? Why are my magicules filling up instantly? Answer. The ultimate skill, Satanael, Lord of Wrath has been unsealed and its sub-skill Magicule Breeder Reactor is granting you unlimited magicules. Lowering the chance of you permanently losing magicules from naming so long as you don't go on reckless naming sprees like Rimuru Tempest. Huh, how does that work? The subskill Magicule Breeder Reactor is fueled by the user's rage and Magicules. It takes in the Magicules from the surroundings and mixes it with your own Magicules, then they collide together creating more Magicules. So similar to nuclear fusion then? Correct. It also grants the user access to the densest energy in existence, Stardust energy. That is absolutely broken. What the fuck, Milim? I gotta figure out what exactly this Stardust energy can do. After a few moments Arcuaid's evolution finishes. Once the cocoon around her disappears I'm met with a stunningly beautiful demon. From the aura she is now giving off she got much stronger, a demon dupe. Just from being named she jumped up to being my strongest subordinate. Chapter 23, Part 3 My greatest thanks, Master. To finally have not only a perfect body, but also a name to truly call my own after so long, what a wonderful feeling this is. Master, a word of warning, your slime friend also summoned the primordial of your own lineage, Noir, and if his previous reckless naming sprees are any indication, he is likely going to name him sometime soon. What the fuck? The primordial of my own lineage, huh? I wonder what he is like. Anyways, I likely need to warn Rimuru so he doesn't do that. Naming Arcuaid took a decent chunk of my own Magicules, and even if they were refilled instantly I can still feel the effects. Rimuru likely only has a fraction of my own Magicule capacity, so it would be best if he holds off on naming Noir. How long has it been anyway? How long has it been since my harvest festival started? I ask. It has been 2 days since your ascension, Felix-sama. Ah, I see, thanks Siko. 2 days, huh? That's longer than I thought it would take. I wonder if my race evolved along with my awakening? Master is now a devil lord, a being with divinity. Divinity? Am I a god of some kind now then? Other than feeling overwhelmingly stronger than previously, everything seems the same? Maybe divinity has some more subtle uses. I can also feel that my skills have been completely reworked. That is going to be fun to experiment with. Thankfully I don't have to worry about not being able to control my skills thanks to Odin. I should probably go see Rimuru soon. As I'm pondering on what to do I feel Milim flying this way. She must have figured out that I woke up. Crash. Even more damage to Tempest. Poor Arcs, they are going to have to fix all this. Bestie, you're awake. You got super strong now too. Says an overexcited Milim. Yes Milim, I just woke up, and I do feel a lot stronger. We should spar later. I wonder how I would do against you now? I wonder how strong you are now? Who knows? I haven't got the chance to look at my new skills yet. So what were you doing, attacking Carrion? I was sparring. Yup, we were just sparring. I look at Milim exasperated. Do you really expect me to believe that, Milim? It's still amusing when she tries and fails to whistle when dodging a question. Well? I'm waiting. And so Milim eventually gave in and explained everything that happened. Apparently Clayman was playing games on the side and she wanted to know what, so she pretended to be controlled by him and went to beat up Carrion on his orders. She said she hadn't known about the attack on Tempest or she would have come to help beat up the baddies as she said it. I was relieved to find out that she wasn't involved in the plot. If she was I'd have to ground her. Another thing she told me about was that the Walpurgis that Clayman called before his demise is still going to happen even though he is dead, and since I was the one who killed him I will most likely get to take his place as a demon lord. Yay me? I wasn't exactly sure how to feel about that. I didn't expect it to be so easy to become a demon lord. Apparently something similar happened in the past. Leon Cromwell killed the Curse Lord Kazaram and ascended to the status of demon lord, so all that was left for me to do was to show up the Walpurgis to officially become a demon lord. I asked Milim if any of the other demon lords would care, and she said that Clayman didn't really have any true allies on the council. He was weak so he was killed, that's it. Quite brutal, but it makes sense for demon lords. When I asked what would happen with Clayman's territory now that he is dead, another issue popped up. Since I was the one that killed Clayman, I get his territory. I did admire his castle and the land in general, but still, I have no clue on how to manage a country. I also felt slightly responsible for the people. Without someone to defend the country it will likely be attacked by some human nations or even the Eastern Empire. The citizens don't deserve to suffer for Clayman's idiocy. Thankfully Arcuaid was still here at the time, so she overheard the conversation and stated that she was an expert at politics. So I did what any man in my situation would do, I handed over all of the future work to her. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, she was happy about it. She stated that she would be honored to be of use. I really lucked out with her, huh? I probably will need some more subordinates though. I did kill Clayman's main army after all. I will have to rebuild an army in order to defend my country. Oh well, that's my future self's problem. I don't even officially have the country yet, no point in worrying about it now. It turns out that Rimuru is still unconscious, so I spent the remaining hours of the day talking with Milim, Arcuaid, Siko and Raiden. It turns out that Zuko and Raiden have both evolved. Zuko became what is known as a Wickedunna, whereas Benimaru and the rest became Mysticunna. According to Odin, Wickedunna's essence leans more towards the demonic side, likely a side effect of being named by me. Wickedunna have a few useful intrinsic skills like ultra-speed regeneration, perfect memory, and ogre berserker, basically the ability to increase their physical strength multiple times. The cost is that it leaves the body worn out. Raiden became a full-on dragon lord, though a mutated one as she was influenced by my own affinity for lightning. I ended up asking about their unique skills, starting with Zuko. She got the unique skill, Cook. An absolute cheat of a skill. Its main ability directly alters the laws of the world, basically making it so what she wants to happen will happen. For example, if she tries to cut you with her sword but misses, she can make it so she doesn't miss, causing a cut to appear on your body. There really isn't any way to defend against it either, you just have to tank the shot and recover quickly. The only requirement is that the cause and effect have to be somewhat similar. At the ultimate level, she could likely make it so that when she casually throws a ball of paper at you and desires for that ball of paper to make a hole in your body, then that ball of paper would make a hole in your body. The only way to resist it is with a skill like law manipulation or an ultimate skill, both of which I have. The second ability is called optimal action. It basically tells her how to get her desired result. Hopefully this ability will help with her cooking. Jokes aside, as long as she has done something before, this skill makes it so she can do it again. For example, if she has beaten someone in a fight before, this skill will make it so she will always continue to beat them no matter how difficult. An absolutely absurd skill. Well, as long as I am benefiting from it. Odin was able to analyze it through my connection to Zuko, so I have all the data necessary to create a skill like it, though I am afraid as it isn't a skill I need at the moment. Best to get used to my new skills first before adding in anything new. Now on to Raiden. She got the unique skill, Thunder, an odd skill name seeing as thunder is the sound after lightning strikes, but oh well. Basically it allows her even more precise control over lightning, along with a few sub-skills like thought acceleration, and a high level of control over the weather. It even allows her to turn into lightning, enhancing all aspects of her power. It might not have an ability that allows you to override the very laws of the world, but it still has a lot of directions it can expand into. If she masters the skill properly, I can see her being able to beat Zuko in a fight. When I asked Arcuaid what sort of abilities she has, I was surprised. I knew she didn't have a unique skill, but she was still quite strong. In pure magicule capacity she had much more than Zuko and Raiden. Her magicule capacity is greater than even my Demon Duke self, though I guess that's to be expected of a primordial. She also has quite a few different extra skills like universal sense, thought acceleration, ranged barrier, multi-layer barrier, ultra-speed regeneration, etc. In a fight between Arcuaid and Zuko, I would bet that Arcuaid would win most of the time. She might not have some broken unique skill, but her sheer experience as a primordial alone makes up for it. She has likely forgotten more magic than I have ever heard of. Along with that, she has her own unique brand of magic she has created, the freezing white flame. It basically creates pure white flames that she can easily wield in any way she desires. It is even capable of burning someone's soul. The flame itself is somewhat paradoxical. Even though it looks like a flame, it freezes the target. The only way I can think of to describe it is fire so cold it burns, if that makes sense. I would say this magic is on par with a unique skill on its own. That fact reminded me that even some magic is capable of having the potential to threaten me, though that only got me more excited about learning more magic. Once I started showing my interest in magic to Arcuaid, she offered to teach me some of the more obscure magic she has learned over the eons. I obviously agreed. Along with their unique skills, Raiden and Zuko also got a few new useful extra skills like spatial motion, hockey, and in the case of Raiden she got her own unique brand of dragon's hockey. Milim got jealous about me having capable subordinates, so she decided that she wanted her own. I told her she had the dragon faithful, but she brushes me off, brat. She said that she was going to summon a demon. Since she knew a bunch of super strong demons, then they must all be kinda strong according to her logic. I decided to correct her. After all, barely any demons would likely satisfy her strength requirement. She got a bit upset after hearing that the chances of her getting a good subordinate were low. Hearing this, I decided to do something about it. Milim was a demon lord after all, she should have some strong subordinates. I asked Arcuaid if she had any recommendations. She likely had quite a few subordinates as a primordial after all. She said that she had a few capable subordinates and recommended one. Milim decided that she wanted one of her younger subordinates who had a lot of potential. Apparently she had 2 lieutenants. I decided to give Milim one of them. I did need subordinates for myself after all. It wouldn't do to give all of my potential subordinates away. The one Milim decided on is apparently quite young for the amount of power he has according to Arcuaid. Apparently he is already an archdemon even though he is only 300 years old. I don't know where that puts me, seeing as I became a demon duke in far less time. Chapter 24, Part 4. It soon got dark, so we decided to head to my home in Tempest. It wasn't destroyed in any way, as the barriers I placed around it when I left protected it. I gave Arcuaid a room to stay in. Rimuru had it made quite large, so I have plenty of extra space. Milim decided to stay at my place and I didn't see any reason to refuse. I decided to go to bed early. I didn't really need sleep to function, but it helped me process things, and allowed me to get some Mindel rest. I ended up waking up around noon the next day. It looks like Rimuru finally woke up. It seems like he is going around making sure everything is running well. Oh? It seems that Carrion is here for some reason. Odd. Hopefully he isn't here to get revenge on Milim for beating him up, or I'll have to go and beat Carrion up some more. I quickly freshen up, then head out of my room towards the living room. It seems like Siko, Raiden and Arcuaid decided to wait for me to wake up before going out. Raiden was making us breakfast. She said that she has been intensely training in the art of being a maid since I left. She even had to fight Siko over the privilege of making me food. They ended up making some sort of deal for Raiden to be my primary cook, and Siko would occasionally make me food if I wished for it. Though this didn't seem to affect Siko's drive to make me a dish I would love, I really hope she improved her cooking. I do not want to eat that eldritch abomination she comes up with. Though normally Siko would never budge on something like that, I do wonder what Raiden offered. From the smell, it seems Raiden's cooking has improved. It seems those lessons from Shuna have paid off. Felix-sama, I hope you rested well. Yup, I really needed that rest. I know that I was asleep for 2 days, but it sure didn't feel like it. I turned towards my newest subordinate, Arcuaid. I hope you liked the room you got, though it's likely worse than whatever you had in the demon realm, seeing as you were basically a queen there. I thank you for your concern, master, but the accommodations were perfect. I was also able to acclimate to my new powers overnight. That quick? I haven't even started getting used to my new abilities and she did it in just one night? Man, these primordials sure are something special. I see. Well, if you guys are all ready, let's head out. I'm curious as to what Carrion is doing here. Also, where is Milim? I don't sense her in Tempest. Ah. I forgot. She asked me to inform you that she will be going out to meet Demon Lord Frey. She said she would be back later. I looked towards Siko in exacerbation. You forgot? Come on, Siko, sigh. I guess that clumsiness will always be there. Siko, you know you really are an excellent secretary. Absolutely perfect? As long as you don't do anything. 'Cause it's only your looks. Siko gasped and turned to look at me in shock. Oh, was that a bit mean? Felix-sama, how could you shower me with such praise? I'm honored. Gah, of course that wouldn't hurt her feelings, damn Siko. Anyways, that makes sense. Milim said that Frey was involved in her plan of exposing Clayman. She likely went to discuss everything that happened. I see. Well, let's go then. I can show you around as well, Arcuaid, unless you have already taken a look around? I have, master. I wanted to be aware of the surrounding area in case of an emergency. Already preparing for an emergency? I see, that's fine then. I quickly sense where Rimuru is and head over to him. He is in his office and it looks like Carrion is also with him along with his beastly tears. Once I arrive, I knock on the door, and enter with my subordinates following along with me. Hey Rimuru, Carrion. Ah, Felix. I'm glad to see that your awakening went well. I heard you woke up before me. Thanks Rimuru, it looks like you got quite a bit stronger now too. I woke up yesterday. I turned towards Carrion. So what brings you here, Carrion? Ah, I was just establishing a closer partnership between Urazania and Tempest. I also wanted to thank you. If you hadn't stopped Milim in time, who knows what she would have done. Ah, that wasn't on purpose. I was just in the area dealing with something and Milim was nearby, so she came to check what I was doing. Nonetheless, you still have my thanks. I also heard you did Clayman in, huh? That attack you used to wipe out Clayman and his army was impressive. I felt it all the way from Urazania. He turned to look at Arcuaid and said, is she a new subordinate of yours? She's strong. It wouldn't be odd for someone of her power to be a demon lord on her own. And your other subordinates got strong too. Looks like the title of Demon Lord is gonna get harder and harder to keep if you and Rimuru keep setting these standards. Ah, yeah, Arcuaid is a new subordinate of mine. I also wouldn't worry about your title. I don't particularly care all that much about it, plus I also heard that I was called to the Walpurgis since I killed Clayman. Yeah, I heard about that. Boy, is this Walpurgis going to be interesting, huh? Maybe you'll become a demon lord yourself? Who knows, but it does look like it's headed that way. I see. Well, I'm off towards Urazania. My talks with Rimuru just finished. I see. Good luck with that. It's good that he wasn't here for revenge or anything. That would have been annoying to deal with. Now it's just Rimuru, and I in the room, along with my subordinates. I take the seat in front of him and say, "So it worked, huh?" Thankfully, I don't know what I would have done if it didn't. "So what are you going to do now?" "I have to deal with the aftermath of Falmouth's invasion. Then there is the holy knights that were involved." "I see, you got a lot of work to do then. I'll leave you to it then, though just a word of warning, the demon you summoned, he is the primordial of Black Noir, someone who has been around since the dawn of time. Be careful of him, and if you decide to make him a subordinate, query Raphael to ensure there is as little risk as possible if you wish to name him. As you may not be able to name him without consequences, as he is much stronger than anyone you have named before." "Really? A primordial? Just what did I summon?" Sigh, "Yeah, I'll be careful." "Good, also make sure to practice your new ultimate skill. If you don't have proper control over it, they might activate on their own accord." "What? Really? Thanks for the warning, Felix. Also, who is that new subordinate of yours? She feels super strong." "That's Arcuaid, a primordial just like Noir is. I ended up summoning her and convinced her to serve me." "I see. Nice to meet you, Miss Arcuaid." "Era, nice to meet you as well. You must be someone truly interesting for Noir to take interest in you. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I'm curious on how far your potential goes." "Ah. I see, thanks." After that I say, "Anyways, see you Rimuru. I'm gonna head to the training ground to get used to my new abilities." "I see, I should do that later too." I look towards my subordinates. "Alright, let's go. You guys can practice with me as well. I'm sure that it'll help you learn more about your new skills." "Yes, Felix-sama. I understand, my master." And Raiden just gave me a bow and a nod. Once we got there, I took a bit of a distance away from everyone else. I am experimenting with skills I've never used before. After all, it's best to be careful. First of all, I decide to test my lesser skills first. My Ultra Speed Regeneration became Infinite Regeneration. Basically it heals much quicker and is capable of healing even my spiritual form. I also got a new skill, Demon Lord's Hockey. It basically allows me to exert a super strong pressure on anyone I want. If someone isn't strong enough, they can die just from my hockey alone. Badass. Those were the only new extra skills I got. They were also absorbed into one of my new ultimate skills along with Universal Sense, which strengthened their effects as they are now sub-skills of an ultimate skill. With my evolution I also apparently gained Divinity. Now that I examine myself closely, I can feel that I have a new aura I'm giving off. Something sort of like divine aura. I experimented a bit with it. I'm able to coat my sword in this divine aura and elevate my attacks to a much higher level. Along with that, my newfound divinity allows me to freely convert my body into either spiritual form or material form. Now moving on to the skills I'm really curious about. My new ultimate skills. Starting with the one I apparently copied from Rimuru, it looks like Odin took advantage of the opportunity and copied some of Rimuru's skills. First off, she copied Rimuru's ultimate skill, Raphael. It's quite similar to Odin, though it lacks the ability to copy and manipulate skills to the level that Odin is capable of. According to Odin, it is the inferior version. Anyways, Odin copied it and absorbed it, increasing Odin's abilities multiple times. Odin's calculation abilities were already absurd, but now they are downright scary. After that, she copied Beelzebub, Lord of Gluttony, basically the super evolved version of Predator. It still has the original abilities of Predator, like being able to absorb anything, stomach, etc. Just everything is upgraded by a lot. Predation can absorb even more things now, like aura, magicules, and even space and time. Stomach's storage capacity is 10 times larger now. One of its new abilities is corrosion. It allows me to decompose whatever I'm using predation on. Along with that, it has the ability of consuming souls now. It can eat the souls of a target and keep the souls stored in stomach, allowing the user to kill whoever's soul they possess at any time. Along with that, it allows me to seize the soul of anyone who loses the will to fight me, so basically if anyone forfeits a fight against me, I get their soul. The final ability is Food Chain. It allows me to copy the prototypes of any skills my subordinates have, along with allowing me to give skills to my subordinates as long as they are compatible. Along with that, my own strength grows as my subordinates get stronger. It's thanks to Food Chain that Odin was able to get a detailed analysis of all of my subordinates' skills, allowing me to recreate any of their skills at will. Absolutely busted, though all ultimate skills are in their own way. Next is Sataniel, Lord of Wrath, along with its subskill, Magicule Breeder Reactor, which basically gives me infinite magicules. Sataniel also increases the user's power endlessly. The angrier the user gets, it is essentially fueled by wrath. Along with that, the user's power grows the more they fight, essentially making anyone who goes against the user of such a skill at a large disadvantage. Of course, this kind of ability has a downside, along with its immense magicule cost. At a certain point, the user loses their sanity and destroys everything in their path, essentially turning into a monstrously strong beast. At my current level I can only actively use about 90% of the skill's full power while remaining in control, and 50% of the skill's full power while using my other skills. Even then that's only because I have Odin's assistance in maintaining control of myself. Without Odin I likely wouldn't be able to use it at even 10%, at least not without mastering the skill more. I can see how Milan was able to fight the so-called strongest demon lord, one of the only beings to have fought a catastrophe class being to a standstill with an ability like this. At the lower range of Sataniel minimal wrath is required, so I am capable of keeping it active at 40% passively thanks to Odin's help in controlling it, which is providing a not insignificant boost to my base capabilities. I can only imagine how overwhelmingly powerful one can get at the higher ranges of Sataniel. Finally to my last one, Ouroboros, Lord of Infinity. Boy is this one incredible. It has a bunch of new abilities. For one, it upgraded all of the skills that went into its creation immensely, like Limitless and Isolate. Now I can surround other people with infinity along with increasing and decreasing its range. I also got some new abilities. The first subskill is called Space-Time Domination, an absolutely absurd ability. It basically gives me complete control over space and time. Theoretically I should be able to stop time, but maybe that is something separate. Odin advised me not to attempt to do so until she finished analyzing its abilities completely. Still I can basically do anything involving space and time. I can slow down time, I can easily teleport anywhere I want, etc. Hell, this ability alone would make for a good ultimate skill. The next subskill is Law Manipulation. It basically allows me to manipulate the laws of the world directly over certain aspects of reality like gravity, wind, lightning, and weather. All of my subordinates' skills technically fall under this. It basically gives you absolute control over a certain element or aspect of reality. The next subskill is Multi-Dimensional Barrier. It is basically a super evolved version of Multi-Layer Barrier. It is an absolute defense that severs you from the space and time around you, basically making it almost impossible to hit you with anything, and it's always active, so I'll have another layer of defense in case someone somehow manages to break through my super upgraded infinity. Along with that I can also deploy a multi-dimensional barrier like a normal multi-layer barrier, so I can trap someone in a multi-dimensional barrier, which will be incredibly difficult to escape through. It's like Isolate, but better. The final ability is one that I was surprised to get, Planeswalker. It allows me to freely travel all of reality. Hell, theoretically I can probably leave all of reality altogether, though I don't ever plan to do that. Who knows what sort of monstrosities are beyond reality itself. Planeswalker basically works by calculating the coordinates of a world then allowing me to travel to it. Though once I have been to a world, Odin can store the coordinates for future use. Along with that, with the help of Odin I can use it to sense a bunch of other dimensions, or worlds, though I don't really know anything about those other dimensions, so it's probably best to not just randomly teleport to one. I can even bring other people with me, and potentially make a permanent portal to another world. Can you take me back to the world I existed in before this one? Answer: searching soul for coordinates matching previous world. If it is possible it will take an unknown amount of time. I see. Oh well, it isn't something I need to currently worry about. I want to solve all my issues in this world before I go gallivanting around others. Thankfully Odin, with the limited knowledge she possessed, was able to inform me that whenever I go to another world I will return back to the cardinal world the moment I leave. This basically works with my skill speeding up time immensely in the world I travel to, making it seem like no time has passed at all in the cardinal world or any other worlds I visit in the future. The times will sync back up whenever I leave the other world. Though unfortunately I can't do the opposite. I can't speed up time in the cardinal world to make it seem like no time has passed by in the other worlds, as the voice of the world won't allow something like that. Not something that's a big deal, as either way, to the residents of the cardinal world it won't even seem like I've left. I don't want to leave this world for long periods, as I do still have a life here. It's just that whenever I am in the cardinal world time will pass normally in the other worlds. It's safe to say I am absolutely broken now. I wonder what other sort of absolutely broken ultimate skills there are out there. I doubt I'm the only one. I'm looking forward to the Walpurgis now. Hopefully I can encounter some interesting skills there. Rimuru. He headed towards the hill where he showed Shizu of Earth's future. Once he got there he looked down towards Tempest. It worked. Everyone is back. He may have had to become a monster to bring everyone back, but he has no regrets. Maybe he should become a demon lord. Other nations will have to think twice about attacking a demon lord after all, and he didn't want to keep relying on Felix's protection. As he was thinking, one of the demons he summoned teleported in front of him. He bowed and said, "I'm glad to see you have awakened, my lord. I congratulate you on your ascension into a true demon lord. So this is a primordial. Thanks. I heard that you helped me out. You can go back now if you want to." He looked like he was about to cry. Go back? Yeah, is there a problem? He bowed down and said, Please my lord, allow me to serve you, even as the lowliest of servants. His lowest servant? But isn't this guy a super high-ranked demon? I won't pay you anything if that's fine. Of course my lord. It would bring me the greatest joy to serve you. Alright then. I look forward to working with you. Also, you don't need to call me my lord, it's kinda weird, call me Rimuru. Rimuru-sama then. I will do whatever it is you ask me, I am content to remain a nameless demon. Nameless huh? Felix said that he should be careful with naming him. Hey Raphael, what are the chances of me suffering permanent side effects if I name him? Answer. 0.0742% chance of suffering permanent side effects from naming the demon. He was confused, really, that low? Maybe Felix underestimated his magicule capacity then. I'll give you a name then. A name. Truly I would be honored to be named by you Rimuru-sama. What should he name him? Aha. I name you Diablo. He watched as Diablo underwent an evolution. That took about half his total magicules, that's odd, summoning Beretta took about 30%. Notice. Since you evolved your magicule capacity has increased by 10 times. 10 times. He looked towards the evolving demon, he has a feeling he's gonna be one hell of a fiend. Chapter 25, Meetings and Demon Lords. I watch on as Arcuaid spars with Raiden. It's been a few days since I woke up from my ascension, not much has been going on so far. The Walpurgigs is coming up soon, so while I wait I've just been training, and discovering new ways to use my new skills. I've also learned some new magics from Arcuaid. The biggest gain was dark magic, specifically a branch of it called Nihility magic. It uses summoning magic to call forth the void from the abyss of hell, basically the deepest and darkest pit of the underworld. This sort of magic has the potential to destroy the entire world if in the wrong hands, and it can even threaten ultimate skill wielders. Arcuaid herself wasn't an expert in Nihility magic, but she knew enough about it due to her rivals using it quite a bit. I didn't even know she had rivals until she mentioned it. Apparently she is in a constant rivalry with John and Violet. They even had a competition on who could manifest in the material world first, and with me summoning Arcuaid she won. She offered to use her victory prize for me. Basically she can request one favor from both John and Violet. Now this might not seem like a lot, but a favor from a primordial can get you quite a lot in this world. I had mentioned that I wanted more useful subordinates to her, so she offered to use her favor to bring them to me. After that it was up to me to convince them to serve me. I saw no reason to disagree. I just told Arcuaid to hold off on it for now, at least until after the Walpurgis. Back to Nihility magic, I was able to learn one application of it. I'll do some more research on it together with Odin later, so hopefully I can find some more uses for it. The spell I was able to learn is something created by John. It basically combines Gravity Collapse with Nihility magic. Gravity Collapse on its own is already fearsome, but with Nihility magic it is absolutely absurd. You basically mix the void from the abyss together with Gravity Collapse. The resulting magic can destroy dimensions and planets with ease. Man, Nihility magic is scary. I also got a new subordinate. I ended up taking the three-tailed fox that was being controlled by Clayman out of my stomach a few days ago. The control over her was gone as Clayman is dead. She ended up deciding to serve me, seeing as she didn't have anything else to do. I ended up naming her Kurumi, named after Kurama from Naruto. When I named her she ended up evolving into a nine-tailed fox, and gained a human form in the process. She gained 9 summons that she can summon with her tails, and on Odin's recommendation I also named each of those summons, causing Kurumi's power to spike, as she can absorb her summons and gain all their power in the process. Originally she had a more childlike form, but after I named her tails she gained a much more mature look. I'm not going to complain, more strong and beautiful subordinates for me. Rimuru also ended up unsealing Veldora. To be honest, he is kinda disappointing. I thought true dragons would be fearsome monstrosities, but Veldora is just a neat. Don't get me wrong, he is extremely powerful, he even has an ultimate skill, he just isn't what I had in mind when I think of a true dragon. Cool guy though. Along with that, I have been experimenting with Stardust energy. At its core, Stardust is incredibly dense energy that can be diluted down into magicules, but you can't create Stardust using concentrated magicules. It is also incredibly difficult to control. Just adding a minuscule amount of Stardust into an attack increases its ability by multiple times. Theoretically I can destroy an entire continent with a casual nuclear cannon if it is fueled by a tiny amount of Stardust. Along with that I tried experimenting with material creation using Stardust. The weapons formed out of Stardust are incredibly durable and easily reach God tier in terms of ranking. With the help of Odin I was able to infuse my own legend rank katana with Stardust, upgrading it to God grade. Stardust is an absolute cheat. Oh, Rimuru is approaching. Hey Felix, why were you so sure that naming Diablo would have such a high risk of permanent magicule loss? My skill said there was only a 0.0742% chance of that happening. What really? Odin, what the hell? Answer. His skill likely took his question literally, since Veldora's magicules were at risk and not Rimuru Tempest's. The risk for him personally probably was only a 0.0742% chance. Ah, I see now. Your skill likely took your question literally. Go ask your dragon friend about the consequences of your naming spree. Ah. Has he been taking the permanent loss of magicules risk in my stead? Also he has. Thanks Felix, I best go apologize to him. I nod towards Rimuru as I continue to observe their fight. Arcuaid is practically toying with Raiden. Even without a unique skill, her abilities are not to be underestimated. It seems like Arcuaid has decided to stop playing around and finish the fight. These fights are more for Raiden and Siko's sake than Arcuaid's. She isn't learning all that much from these fights after all. Once the fight is over, I call everyone over to head back. We've been training pretty much all day after all. Man, am I looking forward to the hot spring. Rimuru, he sat in the meeting room with all his subordinates and Felix. He was planning to reveal to everyone that he was going to become a demon lord. He checked in on those other 2 demons he summoned. They have taken to their roles as Diablo's helpers quite well, though they might have already been doing something similar in the underworld, seeing as he is the big boss of his lineage. He gave them both magisteel bodies for them to inhabit. He also named them. Once everyone was seated and ready, he began. I decided to become a demon lord. He looked around the room for everyone's reactions, but no one looked surprised. Yes, that will be a good move. No one would attack Tempest again if it was under a demon lord, said Felix seriously. That's all they have to say? Though, you have to be careful when you announce it. Some other demon lord could take it as a challenge. You could just have Carrion and Milim recommend you and then come to the Walpurgis with me. Yes, that does sound like the safer move. That sounds good. I just have to convince the 2. I wouldn't worry about that. I can just ask Milim to do it and she'd agree, and Carrion owes me a favor so I can call that in. That is a good plan, though it might come at a cost to Felix. Don't worry about the cost, it's only one favor, and besides you've helped me out a bunch already, so I'm just repaying the favor. Is he reading my mind? Answer, no, you just have a terrible poker face. You're sassing me again. Answer, you're imagining it. Alright, I guess if you say so. Essentially answering Raphael and Felix at the same time. Fuse also rushed in revealing his aid, and was quite shocked to learn the situation had already been dealt with. Yom had to comfort the poor guy. And that concluded the meeting. He saw that Felix was looking somewhere. It seems that you have some guests, Rimuru. Huh? They are likely out of your range, but I sense some people heading in this direction. One of them is quite strong as well. He took Felix at his word and gathered everyone up in case this was an attack, though shortly after the visitors entered his range. Phew, thankfully it's just Gazel. It isn't just the dwarves, I sense some more people coming. I will remain hidden, there is no reason to make the situation more volatile. I will rush out to aid you if needed though. Gazel's party soon land. Hello there Rimuru, well met. I heard you're a demon lord now. You heard right, things have been kind of crazy. You've got great timing though, we were just having a big meeting to discuss our future plans. Though we have more guests incoming, so it's best we put this conversation on hold. Soon enough a small group appears out of the forest. It seems like Gazel recognizes him. Ah, so it's just you, said Gazel. I never expected a coward like you to back a demon lord. Sigh, he has a feeling this meeting is going to be a bit messy. Chapter 26, Part 2. He looked around the meeting room. Currently only a few people are here, Gazel Dwargo, Irald Grimwald, and Felix. Though Felix is in the next room. It's been a little while since Gazel and Irald showed up. Thankfully that misunderstanding was quickly solved. Irald Grimwald is the father of Ren and the uncle of the Empress of Sarion. Man, who would have thought that Ren was a princess? He ended up gathering everyone so they could all be introduced. Shuna quickly introduced everyone. She started by introducing Treyini, the caretaker of Jura. It will help make his claim over Jura more official. She then went on to introduce Gazel, Irald, Fuse, then Yom and Jurin, as he was planning to have Yom become the king of Famuth. Famuth won't ever be able to harm Tempest again with his subordinate as their head of state. He decided to add something in as he wanted to involve Felix in this conversation. Ah, I have one more person to introduce, Felix. It should be fine for you to come out now. Felix quickly appeared in front of everyone at a speed even he couldn't track. The moment Gazel and Irald caught sight of him, they stood up on guard. A demon. Gazel turned towards him and said, Rimuru. Who is this demon? Diablo is one thing, but this demon feels much more powerful than him. Felix isn't suppressing his aura for some reason, likely as a show of power. Arcuaid, Siko, and Raiden quickly appear behind him. Ah, this is my friend Felix and his subordinates. He's a good friend of mine and will soon have a country of his own. It will be good for everyone involved if you guys got to know him in order to prevent future misunderstandings. Gerald looked confused for a second before his face lit up in realization. A kingdom of his own. Could he be the demon that was reported to have killed Demon Lord Clayman? That is correct. Any more surprises you wish to drop on us, Rimuru? Oh wow, Gazel's brow is twitching. He must be really annoyed. Not that I can think of. Hahaha, seriously Rimuru, you forgot? What did I forget? You forget how the world views your bosom buddy. Don't worry, I invited him over. In fact, he is here right now. The door bangs open. Rimuru, my brother, how could you have forgotten to invite your buddy to something so fun? This isn't something you would find fun though? But you said it would be, Felix. Did you trick me? No, it will be fun, guys. This is Rimuru's bosom buddy Veldora Tempest, the Storm Dragon. Now wait for it. Veldora? Dora? I'm the Storm Dragon Veldora Tempest. Fuse fainted. He must have been overcome with emotion. It is an honor to speak with me after all. Ha, see, I said it would be fun. Their reactions are priceless. Amusement aside, your connection to Veldora is not the sort of thing you should keep from allies. He looked at Veldora and Felix with exasperation. I don't think that's it, Veldora. Sigh, since you are here anyway, can you act as an advisor? Or, you can go take a walk if you want? Oh, an enthusiastic walk? Gah. No. Not an enthusiastic walk. Oh, I've always wanted to take one of those. I see, you are a man of culture, Veldora. Felix. You too? My brother, you never told me that Felix was a man of culture. These two are going to drive me nuts, and unlike Veldora, he doesn't have even the slightest idea how to curb Felix's more chaotic tendencies. Maybe when he has his own country to manage he will cool down? Yeah, right. Still, one can hope. Rimuru. He turned towards Gazel. We need to talk to you. He saw Gerald nodding in the background. Sigh, this is going to be a bothersome meeting. Felix put his arm around him and said, I'm coming to this little gathering, though Veldora, this would be boring for you. Here, have some culture. Rimuru lacks. Felix produces a few volumes of manga and light novels I'm not familiar with. Did he come from a point further in the future than me? If so, I will have to check those out later. Gah, well then I will continue to read more sacred texts. Hey Felix, we should have discussions about the sacred texts later. The sacred texts? Oh, you mean manga and light novels? Yeah, sure. I wonder if our two Earths had different manga. Rimuru, we should compare later. Our two Earths? What do you mean, Felix? Huh? Did I never tell you? I came from a different version of Earth than the one you came from. I'll tell you about it later. Gazel, do you understand what they are talking about? No, I am sadly just as lost as you with this conversation. He should probably deal with him before talking with Felix about what he just said. Alright, Gazel, Gerald, follow us to the meeting room, we can talk there. They ended up talking about quite a few things. They will be having a meeting later with everyone, but for this meeting he just wanted to share his goals with them, see if he can get them on his side. Felix will also have a nation of his own soon, so it would be good if he is able to form a relationship with Gazel and Gerald. He started by telling his entire story, from his death to his reincarnation. Felix already knew about this, but he hoped that by sharing it with Gazel and Gerald that he could gain some trust from them. They ended up discussing everything. One issue that kept popping up was the Western Holy Church. Felix said that they didn't need to worry about that. He was about to ask why, but Felix sent him a thought communication saying they can discuss it later. Gazel and Gerald didn't seem to have that much faith in his words, but they ended up trusting him, seeing as he had a close relationship with Tempest. He had no reason to lie after all, and he trusted his friend. Gazel and Gerald still offered their support in case the Holy Church made any hostile moves, so that was nice. He was able to create a friendly relationship with Sarian through this meeting, so he decided to help Felix out by saying that should Felix take over gist of, Tempest will ally with the nation. Seeing the direction the talks were going, Felix called his subordinate Arcuaid in as his representative. She is the one who is going to be basically running the country after all, according to Felix. He had offered to help modernize his country like Tempest a few days ago. It's the least he could do for his friend. His only requirement was that they have a long-lasting alliance, which Felix agreed to. From what he is seeing, she is extremely good at politics. She is toying with Gazel and Gerald. It's not that Gerald and Gazel aren't skilled at politics, it's just that it's almost like Arcuaid was born for this. Felix is in good hands. She will be able to make sure that his country is both politically and militarily powerful. After the alliances were made, he informed the three of his decision to become a demon lord. Demon lords are symbols of fear and power. No one would attack Tempest if he was a demon lord. Felix's name is already out there from killing Clayman. People fear him just because of that one feat, and while that is helping Tempest, as it's known that he stays here, he can't rely on Felix for everything. Not to mention that he will be more busy with his own territory soon enough. Chapter 27, Part 3. I continued to watch the meeting. At first I was surprised at how well both Gazel and Irald got along. Even when trading jabs with each other I could tell it was only jokes to them. Though I guess it only makes sense seeing as how according to Ramaris they are both descended from earth and wind spirits respectively. King Gazel is even a saint with unique skill. At some point the conversation came to a point where evolutions into demon lords came up. The issue was that Rimuru massacring 20,000 people will make it hard for other nations and people to trust him. After all, anyone he meets will consider the thought that Rimuru can easily kill them. Most people don't want to be in the presence of someone like that, someone who is capable of wiping them out effortlessly. There weren't any bodies left from Rimuru's massacre, and it was already known that I killed Clayman and his entire army of over 30,000 Magians, so I offered to take the blame for it, not like it will hurt my reputation any more than everything that has happened already has. However, Gazel came up with an alternative idea: blame Veldora. Veldora is already known to be an evil dragon. It wouldn't be odd for him to massacre a bunch of humans who bothered him right after he was sealed after all. This also made it so my reputation wouldn't take a dip, as according to Gazel, massacring a bunch of Magian and massacring humans are seen in completely different lights. This way my country still has the possibility of having friendly relations with some human nations. Once the private meeting was over and everyone was on the same page, I brought Arcuaid in so that we could discuss an alliance in more detail. It was quite entertaining to watch as Arcuaid slowly wrapped Gazel and Irald around her finger. At this point they were just moving as she wanted to. She wasn't using any skills or magic, just pure political maneuvers. Man, did I get lucky summoning her. As long as I have her my country should flourish. It doesn't hurt that she is also drop-dead gorgeous, huh? Now that I think about it, all my subordinates are beautiful. I haven't gotten laid in a long while either. I definitely wouldn't say no to any of them. Ah well, it's best to just let things move at their own pace. If it happens, it happens. Once everything was sorted out we headed back outside to have a meeting with everyone relevant involved. It was basically just the same discussion as before. Rimuru talked about his reincarnation along with everything that had happened with Hinata Sakaguchi. From Fuse's reaction it seems that she is quite important. I have heard about her before. During my travels she was said to be the leader of the so-called 10 Great Saints. Though from what I was able to learn they aren't all actual saints. They are just enlightened with the potential to reach that stage. Hinata must be quite strong to have been capable of practically toying with pre-awakening Rimuru. He was around a disaster-class threat at that point, along with being a demon lord seed. All that with just holy magic and swordsmanship. Maybe I should look into holy magic. From what Rimuru is describing, holy magic can be quite fearsome as long as you have enough faith. "Qo, Rimuru-sama, allow me to take care of this Hinata," said Diablo-uk. That laugh of his creeps me out. If I wasn't sure of his loyalty to Rimuru I would 100% think that he is the bad guy behind everything wrong with the world. My first meeting with Diablo was quite odd. Flashback: man, is the hot spring relaxing. The people of this world don't know what they are missing with this. Oh? Rimuru is coming here with Diablo. I haven't gotten the chance to have a conversation with Diablo, but from what Arcuaid has said he is a complete monster combat-wise. He was able to rival Guy Crimson back before Guy was summoned. The odd thing about demons of black according to Arcuaid is that most of them desire things other than strength. Oftentimes strength is just a side benefit they get chasing their goals. Diablo himself is quite strong. I noticed he gained a unique skill from being named. Between Arcuaid and Diablo I'm not sure who would win in a fight. Arcuaid has a superior vessel as her Deathman body was made out of 30,000 plus Magian, whereas Diablo's was made up of about 20,000 humans. But Diablo's mastery over his abilities and new unique skill aren't to be underestimated. Truly an interesting subordinate that Rimuru summoned. I'm not sure why he chose to serve Rimuru, but his loyalty is true. Soon enough Rimuru and Diablo arrived, and this is a hot spring. This place is great to relax. Truly Rimuru-sama, I thank you for showing me this establishment. He then looked towards me. And who is this? Rimuru then looked towards me and said, "Hey. What's up, Felix? I hope you don't mind if we join you. Come on in, the more company the better." He nodded, then looked at Diablo. That's Felix, one of my closest friends. Just treat him like an honored guest." "An honored guest? I see, I will fulfill his wishes as best I can." As the two were entering the hot spring Rimuru said, Felix, this is Diablo, my new secretary." "Secretary? I see. It would be useful for you to have a secretary, wouldn't it?" "I don't think anyone can claim to have a primordial as a secretary though, except maybe Guy Crimson, though according to Milam his primordial servants are his maids." A respectable fetish." "Really?" Respectable indeed." "Ah, Rimuru-sama, I would be honored to become your maid if you wish. Us demons are able to freely change genders, so it will not be a problem for me." No, maybe another time, Diablo." As I watched their interaction, I could tell that Rimuru was barely holding himself back from agreeing. He likely only said no due to his Japanese upbringing. Asking someone to change genders isn't something that's usually done after all. But I'm sure he'll crack in time. I took a closer look at the primordial of my lineage. I could see that he was observing me as well. I'm sure this is a first for him, to see something completely new, something that was likely thought to be impossible. It is nice to meet you, Felix-sama. Ah, it's nice to meet you as well, Diablo. I did always wonder what the primordial of my lineage would be like. Huh? Felix, he's the primordial of your lineage? You never told me. Ah, it must have slipped my mind. I am a demon belonging to the black lineage. Huh, I summoned someone really impressive then. Summoning any primordial and living to tell the tale is impressive, Rimuru. They really are some big shots, huh? Sigh, this guy. I look back towards Diablo, at which point he gives me a creepy grin. Kyo, truly interesting. I will enjoy watching you grow, Felix-sama. To have outgrown a primordial, you must be truly special. What the fuck is that laugh? That's creepy as hell. Ah, thanks I guess. Chapter 28, Part 4. Our first meeting may have been odd, but it still ended on a good note. But still, what an odd demon, and that's me saying that. Rimuru ended up shutting down Diablo's proposal to deal with Inada. That would ruin all chances of having a positive relationship with the Holy Church after all. After some discussion, it was decided for Tempest to take a wait-and-see approach. No reason to agitate the Holy Church if they mind their own business. Afterwards, Rimuru told everyone of our plan to push the blame for everything off Tempest and onto Falmouth. They would claim that due to his greed the king of Falmouth sent an army to Tempest, started a war, and then lost. Tempest wouldn't say that Rimuru alone defeated all the soldiers, but rather Tempest's army was able to beat Falmouth's. This is far more believable after all. Most people in this world couldn't even imagine the kind of strength needed to wipe out a city, let alone what Rimuru and I are capable of now. Then they would say all the casualties caused due to the war was enough to break Veldora's seal, reviving the evil dragon Veldora. Then comes in the new puppet king of Falmouth Rimuru is trying to instate. They would claim that Yum, a human adventurer, was able to calm Veldora down and honored him as the guardian of Tempest, setting the foundation for his eventual takeover of Falmouth. Veldora was willing to take the blame, so there weren't any issues with the plan. After some more discussion, the meeting soon ended. Tempest ended up establishing diplomatic relations with the Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarian, along with an agreement for a future discussion with Arcuade and I after the Walpurgis. Rimuru and I ended up having a private meeting a little bit later to make sure we were both ready for the Walpurgis. Man, is this food good, Rimuru? I'm gonna miss it. Tempest has been working hard in order to perfect our crafts. I can send someone over to teach your guys about it at some point if you want. Yeah, that'd be great. There are some interesting dishes you can make from monster meat as well. Yup, we've been experimenting with them. Ugh, I'm still not able to make soy sauce though. You Japanese and your soy sauce. Hey. Soy sauce is great. I never said it wasn't, just that you guys take it to the extreme. Ah well, whatever, you American. Oh yeah. What was that earlier you were saying about being from different Earths? Oh that, remember I told you I died, reincarnated, then died, and got reincarnated into a demon? Yeah? Well, I was reincarnated on a different Earth. Things were different there. For one, I was reincarnated in the past. Then there is the fact that I'm pretty sure I was reincarnated in a fictional world from my first life. A fictional world? Like an anime? Yup, it was called Jujutsu Kaisen. Did it exist in your world? Jujutsu Kaisen? No, never heard of it, though it might have come out after I died. I make a copy of the manga and hand it to him. I see, here, check this out then. I never got to finish the manga, but that should give you the general gist of the world. I see, thanks, we should share our collection, we can discover even more manga that way. Yeah, I can make a copy of everything I got at some point, though make a copy of your collection for me, I'm interested in your world's manga. Still, it's hard to believe that you were born in a fictional world, makes me see things in a whole new perspective. Maybe we are in some lane or manga. Who knows, I just chose to ignore it, easier that way. Yeah, I think I'll do the same. By the way, Milam said you can take 2 subordinates to the Walpurgis. 2 of them, huh? That'll make things a bit easier. Who should I take though? Diablo already has a mission, so he's out. Who are you taking? I'll probably take Arcuade, she's good at those kinds of things. Not Siko? She's going to whine about it. Sigh, yeah I know, it'll be fine though. I don't want to take just one out of Raiden and Siko, so I'll have them go secure just for me. Maybe I'll even send Kurumi with them. Do you mind sending Zai and Hikaru along to temper Siko's actions? That's fine. I think I'll take Ranga and Benimaru. I see, they are pretty strong. I'm pretty sure Benimaru on his own could wipe the floor with Daemon. Also, what are you gonna do about Veldora? He is going to want to come. Hopefully I can distract him with manga. He should be busy reading all the new manga you gave him for a while. That's true. We ended up chatting for a few hours before we went to our own respective homes to rest. Milim showed up a day after the meeting with everyone. I felt her aura approaching, so I ended up waiting for her outside my home. It didn't take long for her to arrive in her normal fashion, by creating a crater where she lands. Hey, I have news. The Walpurgis over replacing Daemon has been set for 1 day from now. Ugh, can you stop landing like that, Milim? Always a pain to get it fixed. I'll also have to let Rimuru know that the Walpurgis is in a day since he wants to attend. He's already on his way here, it seems. Mwahahaha, of course not, that just isn't my style. Arcuade, I am still lacking my second. I know I asked you to hold off earlier, but can you find Yellow or Violet for a meeting, and can you also bring that demon that you recommended for Milim? At once, master. She immediately flies off. Haha, I can finally have my own attendant. Ramaris is going to be so jealous. Nope, one of the dryads requested a body able to leave the forest from Rimuru so they could seek out their queen a while ago. They have probably already met, as Rimuru informed the dryad of the location of the labyrinth and teleported them a good way there. Speaking of Draini, I managed to analyze what Rimuru did in order to allow her to move more freely. He ended up making a pseudo-soul of sorts to house her core. This allowed her to create an avatar of sorts that she can use to go with Ramaris everywhere. It basically transfers her soul into a new core that forms a new spiritual and material body. An interesting piece of technology. Gah. Well, my subordinate will still be better. I already feel bad for Milim's future subordinate. Poor demon got given a death sentence and he doesn't even know. Hopefully the primordial Arcuade brings is reasonable. At least this way I can get to know whoever she brings before I decide to take them as a subordinate. It's probably best to know if she can be a good subordinate or not before I end up naming her. I got lucky with Arcuade. Primordials are dangerous enough without a name. I can't have a named one being insubordinate. That's a recipe for chaos. Soon enough Rimuru arrives. Gah. Milim, could you stop causing property damage every time you come over? Nah, Felix just said the same thing. Don't even bother Rimuru, she's a lost cause. Yeah, you don't have to tell me. So what brings you here, Milim? Are you here just to see Felix? The Walpurgis is going to start soon. I came since I wanted to go with Felix. He said that you wanted to come? I am going to become a demon lord so that Tempest isn't attacked again. Yay. I can have 3 demon lord buddies. We can prank all the other demon lords. Oh, I'm listening? What sort of prank do you have in mind? Oi, Felix. There will be no pranking at the Walpurgis. This will be a serious meeting. All the more reason to liven it up with some good fun. What Felix said. These two are gonna be the death of my peaceful life. We ended up arguing about all sorts of things until the end of the day. We didn't have anything else to do after all. I bet both Rimuru and Milim just dumped all their work on their subordinates. It's been a few hours since Arcuade left and I finally felt her aura approaching, along with 2 other far less powerful auras, though one is far larger than the other. The larger aura must be the other primordial she brought. The weakest one appears to be of the white lineage, likely Milim's to be minion. The other one has blonde hair, so she must be John the primordial of yellow. She suddenly just sped up. Not another Milim, please. Damn it, she just cratered the ground in her landing. Why is she pointing her finger at me? Nuclear strike magic. Gah, it really is another Milim. Well, I might as well subdue her, as she seems the type to ignore logic and prefers strength. Go right ahead and fire it off at full power. Might as well show her how pointless it is. Ugh, her smile only grew. Damn battle maniacs. Thankfully, due to our bros, the attack just appears to stop midair. She looked surprised at first, but she only fired more and more destructive nuclear magic at me. Each one failing to approach me due to infinity. Maybe I should just beat her up. This is taking too long. Gravity increase. I rapidly increase the pressure. At first she brushes it off, but soon enough she starts struggling. Then at last she is pancaked to the ground. Have you had enough yet? No. Stop using cheap tricks. Sigh, how pointless. Then I shall speak your language. I point my palm at a mountain range to the west I can sense with only monster life. Crimson Black Blaze, king of myriad worlds, though I promulgate the laws of nature, I am the alias of destruction incarnate, in accordance with the principles of all creation. Let the hammer of eternity descend unto me. Explosion. I use the chant for amusement and even had Odin make it so the spell effect perfectly mimics the Konosuba spell. Notice. This is a waste of my power. Hush, no it isn't. Boom. And half the mountain range is gone. Chapter 29, Part 5. Ha ha ha, that was great. I like you. I can see why Blank decided to serve you. Arcuaid slowly floats down from where she was watching our fight, followed by the demon I asked her to bring. It's Arcuaid now, John. I told you that it was foolish to fight my master. I release the pressure around John. She should know she's outclassed now. Oromaru is flying over here at max speed. Milim is following him, though she seems far more relaxed. What the hell was that, Felix? Why did you just blow up that mountain range? This is going to seriously agitate the Western nations. Haha, what's wrong with showing off one's own power? If they have a problem, they are more than welcome to come fight us. Milim says while punching her open palm. I look towards Rimuru apologetically. Sorry about that, Rimuru. Arcuaid brought a new potential subordinate for me. We ended up fighting and it was a bit more destructive than planned. Just blame it on Veldora, Amu. It's perfectly fine to blame acts of massive destruction on me. It will only bolster my reputation, ha ha ha. Gah, where the hell did he come from all of a sudden? He then turned to look at me. Felix. Why didn't you tell me you were born from one of the worlds described within the sacred texts? Ugh, he read Jujutsu-Kaisen, didn't he? It just never came up. I turned to look towards John, who is talking with Arcuaid. So, are you willing to serve me? I can give you a material body. It won't be as good as Arcuaid's, but if you prove to be a good subordinate, I can upgrade it over time. Haha, if you can give me a good fight like that once in a while, then I'm in. I can do that. Here, I'll make a body for you. I don't want something weak. She is gonna be my subordinate for now. I end up using some Orich alchem left over from the crafting of my own weapon. That should be sufficiently strong, definitely stronger than my original vessel. It doesn't take long for John to possess it. She manifested a black fur coat, along with a white shirt and a tie. She really does look like a delinquent. Whoa, this body is great. Haha, I already feel stronger. Arcuaid looked at John haughtily as she said, indeed, your vessel is sufficient. My master never does things by half after all, but it is still far below mine. Ugh, these two were rivals, weren't they? What you say? You wanna fight? I'll beat you up. Why is she talking like a Yankee now? I decide to nip their argument in the bud. Oh, Arcuaid, is that the subordinate for Milim I asked you to bring? Arcuaid looks towards me, then to her subordinate. Yes, my master. He is one of my strangest subordinates. He was my lieutenant. Her lieutenant? He must be fairly strong then. Milim floated down towards him. The only way to describe his looks is that he looks like a stereotypical butler. So you're gonna be my new minion, huh? You will do. Now I can brag to Ramaris about my subordinate. Oi, Felix. Make a body for him. Why should I? On second thought, I'll do it if you stop making craters whenever you land. I notice Rimuru looking at me like I'm a saint. Answer, you're a demon lord. Saints are a human evolution. Was that Sasodin? Answer, no. It was definitely Sass. Answer, you're imagining it. But why? Milim yelled, well, do you want me to do it or not? Fine, you big meanie. She'll get over it after I give her some sweets. I'll just make a simple Magisteel body. Milim can upgrade it later. Thankfully I have a large stock of Magisteel from Rimuru. The demon quickly inhabits the body I made. What should I name you? I can't have an unnamed subordinate after all. Aha, how about Arc, named after Arcuaid? Ugh, how uncreative. It's weird that he's still an archdemon for some reason, even after being named. I would have thought that receiving a name would be enough to trigger an evolution. Incorrect. Due to not having a sufficient enough amount of magicules gathered for evolution, the demon known as Arc was unable to evolve. However, his previous strength cap was lifted due to receiving a name, and incarnating in the material world. I see, so receiving a name isn't enough sometimes, huh? Now on to John. I've seen she is a brute force type and will follow those she perceives as stronger, so I should be fine naming John now, though I'd best wait until after the Walpurgis in case it takes her longer than normal to evolve, since her body is subpar compared to Arcuaid's Deathman body. The jump in strength will be a lot bigger. Once the evolution was complete, he bowed. I will serve you to the best of my abilities, Milim-sama. I can't wait to see the look on Ramari's face. Speak of the devil, I sense someone teleporting near us. I have arrived. Be grateful I decided to attend the Walpurgis with you. No one will try to beat you up with me protecting you. She's followed by Traini and a demon of my own lineage. Interesting, it seems to be a mutated demon. Answer. The demon is a variant of the archdemon evolution known as an archdoll. It occurs when a greater demon fuses with a golem body. It causes them to mutate. I see, that's interesting. I wonder how a race like that will evolve further. Like that, the night passed and we were set to go to the Walpurgis. Everyone is assembled. Ramaris, who is taking Traini and a demon of my lineage, Beretta, Milim and her new subordinate Arc, Rimuru followed by Ranga and Benimaru, and then myself accompanied by Arcuaid and John. The time has come. announces Traini. Yep, that's our ride. The pipsqueak pointlessly adds a purple line appears from the ground and a really edgy door rises up out of it. Oh wow, whoever designed that door likely cuts people on contact with how edgy they must be. Guy is always like that. Adds Milim. Soon enough a green-haired demon walks through the gate. I've come to collect you, Ramaris-sama, Milim-sama, and Felix-sama. She said with a bow, very professional. She's quite strong as well, probably a bit weaker than Arcuaid and Diablo. She must be the primordial of green, Vert. She's a demon duke as well. I notice her vision straight to Arcuaid and John. What are you two doing here, Blank and John? It has been a long time, Vert. I have a name now, Arcuaid. I am attending this banquet with my master, Felix-sama. Yeah, I decided to serve this guy as well, he seems fun. I see, to think that both of you would serve a master one day. How peculiar. Ramaris chose this moment to butt in. Long time no see, misery. How's your partner, Rain? As well as ever, thank you for asking. She then turned towards me. Are you Felix-sama? I see, my master, Guy-sama has told me about you. Please proceed through the gate. Before we went though, Rimuru had something to say. I have declared myself a demon lord. I would like to attend the Walpurgis and prove myself. A demon lord? I see, please proceed then, you may bring 2 attendants. That was easier than I thought it would be. Ramaris took the lead. Let's go, Beretta, Traini. Milim and I went next, followed by our subordinates. As we walked through the portal I loosened my hold over my aura. It's best if the other demon lords are aware that I'm qualified to be a demon lord. I can nip quite a few clichés in the bud by doing this. Now even those without ultimate skills should be able to measure my strength if they look deep enough. Once we arrived I looked around. It seems like we are the only ones to have arrived so far. Ramaris approached the demon at the head seat. That must be Guy Crimson. Damn, he's strong. Notice, it is suspected that the demon known as Guy Crimson is purposefully manipulating his aura to look like a brute with no skill, someone who cannot control their own strength. Along with that, his host body is that of a deathman, along with the host bodies of his 2 maids. I see, so the Walpurgis has already started then, huh? He's already taking a measure of everyone who arrives. And you said his host body is a deathman? He must be incredibly strong physically then, and he even has his maids in deathman. He must have killed a ton of people to get the corpses for that. Notice, his host body is stronger than the master's, likely due to far more bodies being used in its creation. For real? That's going to be an advantage he has over me. I observe Guy with Milim. Hopefully I can figure out how strong he really is. Thanks to Odin inheriting Milim, I can even get through the innate defense that ultimate skill wielders have. It seems like Guy has a few ultimate skills, as expected of the so-called strongest demon lord. He is also extremely powerful magical-wise, more powerful than even me, which is incredibly surprising as I have Satanael running passively providing a boost to my abilities. Even with all the benefits I have with basically infinite magicules, Satanael, and Ouroboros, I still don't know who would win in a fight between us. If it turns into a fight of endurance I should be capable of winning, but who knows what sort of abilities someone like Guy Crimson could possess. He's been around for thousands of years after all. I'm sure he has a lot more experience than me. Though with Odin figuring out the most optimal way to beat him I don't think it's impossible. It seems I still have a ways to go before I'm considered at the top of this world if Guy Crimson is still more magically powerful than me. It has been detected that individual known as Guy Crimson possesses one naturally awakened ultimate skill, along with multiple copied ultimate skills. Copied? Is he able to copy skills like me? That increases his threat level multiple times. He might have even copied Satanael when he fought Milim all those years ago, basically negating one of sole advantages with infinite magicules, and never-ending strength the angrier I get. But if that is true that means the strength I am seeing from him now might not be his base stats. If he did copy Satanael, then if I want to beat him I would need to beat him before he powers up further with Satanael, or just become so overwhelmingly powerful that he isn't able to reach my level with just Satanael. The second scenario is most likely a long time away. If I give him time to power up then that battle is likely to just turn into a stalemate. Hopefully I am still capable of further growth. Increasing your base stats is always helpful after all. How were you able to even figure that out, Odin? Through analysis of your own ultimate skills it was discovered that naturally awakened ultimate skills are engraved into the soul, whereas copied ones are attached to the soul. I see, I guess that makes sense though, seeing as how I didn't naturally awaken the ultimate skill, it has to be given to me somehow. Wait. Odin, does that mean Guy can theoretically copy Ouroboros? Through analysis of your own ultimate skill Ouroboros it was determined that it is unlikely that Guy Crimson can copy it. Our Ouroboros is inherently superior compared to the master's other ultimate skills. If someone else had a similar skill, then you would not be capable of copying it without incredibly detailed analysis, or upgrading Odin. I see. I don't want to deactivate Infinity seeing as I'm in potentially hostile territory. If he could copy it, he has likely already had more than enough time to do so there would be no point in deactivating it anyway. Odin is also preventing detailed analysis of our Ouroboros, so copying it is impossible. Seriously? You couldn't have just said that at first? As I'm arguing with Odin, the maid from earlier directs me to a seat at the middle of the table, while Rimuru is seated at the very end. This was likely Clayman's seat. Milim took one of the seats next to Guy Crimson. I notice Guy staring at Arcuade and John, then to me. He is a primordial as well. I almost forgot with all his other titles. Lord of Darkness, how chunny. Query. Were you not chanting your magic in order to appear chunny? I was, but it was cool at the time. Whatever you say. The maid from earlier, Misery, went around serving all the attendants wine. Once I tried it, I was impressed. This is some good shit. The next one to enter is a massive hulk of a man, Demon Lord Dagrul, the giant probably. Man, is he radiating a ton of magicules. Fighting him seems like it would be a pain. The next people to enter seem to be vampires. There is the fake Demon Lord, a butler, and a maid. Is she even trying to hide who the real Demon Lord is? At least suppress your aura to make it seem like you're weaker. It seems like she is stronger than Arcuade, and she also has a unique skill. She might not be directly responsible for the church's assistance in the attack on Tempest, but it sure as hell happened due to her oversight. I might as well get my own petty revenge. Yo Rimuru, that Demon Lord must have a maid fetish pretending to be one, while her subordinate or friend or whatever is playing pretend Demon Lord. I shout across the table while pointing at Luminous. Her brow just seriously twitched. Wait, if I recall correctly, she is also playing as a god to the humans. I think her name was Luminous, as in the god Luminous of the Western Holy Church. It's twitching again. This is so much fun. Felix. Luminous was trying to hide that she was a Demon Lord. Haha, Milim, you just exposed her even more than I did. At least with my comments the fake could still act offended to keep the charade going, since I'm only a newbie Demon Lord. Milim still isn't able to whistle, huh? Luminous looks really pissed now. Maybe I should blame Veldora? I heard they didn't get along. He did say it was fine to blame him for everything, that would increase his notoriety after all. TCH. She transforms from her maid outfit to a gothic outfit. Very tasteful. It's best to make sure that she doesn't totally dislike us. Hey, since I broke your charade, have this as a gift. I throw her a full potion. It's a full potion with 99% efficiency. I'm sure you know what it's capable of. TCH, who told you about my identity? Well, I don't kiss and tell, but I heard that a certain evil dragon has been unsealed. Blasted evil dragon. Milim looked at me with surprise, but I winked at her. Luminous looked at the fake and said, since my cover is gone, you can return and make sure everything is fine. The next one to arrive was a sleepy-looking guy. He didn't bring any attendants though. Hey. The sleepy guy looked at Ramarise. Oh, hey. Well, you're still a pipsqueak, huh? Ramarise flew towards him. Hey. Are you trying to pick a fight? I can easily beat you up. The sleepy guy looked amused. Why would I pick a fight? I know I could win super easily. I chose to tune them out. They seemed to get along well. The next one to come was Frey and Carrion. Odd that they came together, but oh well. Frey brought some harpy servants, while Carrion brought 2 of his beast-keeters. Both greeted me before taking their seats. Hey, look at the goofy expression on Rimaru's face. He clearly likes Frey's body. He has good taste. Hey, I have a good way to mess with him. Hey Frey, you still owe me that pleasurable time that you agreed to. Do you have a day when you're free? I say with a smirk. Gah. Felix. I didn't think you were interested after you ignored poor little me. I would never ignore a woman as beautiful as you, Frey. I've just been busy with a few things the last few months. Haha, you're still as amusing as ever, Felix. Though we need to fight again. I've been training. Haha, sure, Carrion. Be ready to be defeated though. I've grown far stronger since the last time we fought. I can tell, your aura has increased significantly. In the middle of our conversation another Demon Lord enters. It's a real pretty boy type with blonde hair. Maybe this is Leon? He looks at me and Arcuade with no reaction, but when he turns his eyes upon John his brows heavily twitch. I wonder what she did to irritate him. Oh wow, the eye twitch caused Guy to smirk in amusement. This Leon guy must be really hard to annoy. Thus prime pranking material. Rimuru, Gah, Felix, that lucky bastard, having a mature beauty like that all to himself. He already has 3 other beauties. Why can't he leave some for the rest of us? Still to think Felix is that strong. He hadn't gotten the chance to see how strong Felix was since he is always concealing his aura, now that he can see it though. According to Raphael, he would not have a very high likelihood of beating Felix in a fight, less than 1% in fact. Raphael said that Felix's sheer magical capacity is greater than even Milim's. What a monster. And to think that the demon Lord Luminous is also the god of the Holy Church. The Holy Church is still something he will have to deal with, hopefully it goes well. Hey Leon, have you been lonely lately without me there to liven up your day? He looked towards Felix's new servant. Does she know Leon? I would be perfectly content if you stopped bombarding my castle with nuclear magic every day. Ah yes, that would get annoying quickly, but he deserves it for what he did to Shizu. She really likes her explosions. Should I name her Megaman? He hears Felix whisper, and that would be a good name for her if she likes explosions. All of a sudden he feels a massive aura. He looks towards where he felt it come from. Whoa. What the hell? John yells out just before she is encased in a cocoon of magicules like Diablo was during his naming. Oh my. Arcuaid seems to find this amusing. In the middle of Walpurgis of all times? How inappropriate. Lumina seems entirely unamused, and slightly wary. Was it really wise to do that right now, master? He hears Arcuaid ask Felix Gaw. Arcuaid really has the Onsama energy. Damn bastard, getting a subordinate like that. Felix himself looks clueless as to what just happened for a moment before his face morphs in realization. He doesn't look like he meant to do that. Who knows how many people he's accidentally named like that? Answer, unlike you, he appears to be far more careful with giving out names, so this is likely his first accidental naming. Ah, why do you gotta be so mean, Raphael? We all make mistakes. Thankfully the now named Megaman's evolution doesn't take long. He looked towards Leon and noticed that he was observing him with an odd look in his eyes. He looked around the room. It seems like everyone is here. He looked towards where Guy Crimson was sitting. Chapter 30, The Walpurgis era. Was it really wise to do that right now, master? I hear Arcuaid question. I look at Megaman as she undergoes her evolution. I hadn't meant to name her then and there, but oh well. It seems that some of the other demon lords don't approve of what I did. Whatever, not like their opinions particularly matter in this case. It wasn't on purpose. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. Thankfully Magicule Breeder Reactor covers my Magicule loss, so in case things get messy here I won't be at a disadvantage. Once Megaman finishes her evolution I observe her closely. Her Magicule capacity is about even with Arcuaid. The only thing she is inferior in is her host body. Something I will have to fix at some point. She became a demon duke, and while she likely can't rival any of the demon lords attending in pure Magicule count except the seeds like Carrion and Frey, she should be able to pose a challenge to some of the others. Megaman along with Arcuaid are definitely the strongest attendants at this meeting, only rivaled by Guy's own maids. Megaman kneels as she says, "Thank you for granting me a name, my lord. I swear to serve you to the best of my ability." Ah, no problem, Megaman. Naming you helped me after all. The stronger the subordinates I have are the better. Now rise, the Walpurgis should be starting soon. She quickly does so and takes her place beside Arcuaid. I look towards Guy Crimson. Now that everyone is here we can finally get started, though he himself is staring at me with a creepy smile on his face. Once he noticed me staring he gave me a wink and turned to everyone else. Thank you for attending, everyone. Now that everyone is here, it's time for the introductions, then we shall commence the Walpurgis. The blue-haired demon took the lead. I think her name is Rain. She's most likely the primordial blue. And a demon duke on top of that. I will now introduce the participants. Demon, Lord of Darkness, Guy Crimson Sama. Ugh, what a chani title. Look at him, he thinks that's the coolest shit ever. He is strong though, he has multiple ultimate skills and is capable of rivaling Milim, not someone to underestimate. Pixie, the Labyrinth, Ramaris Sama. Dragonoid, the Destroyer, Milim Nava-sama. Giant, the Earthquake, Dagrul Sama. Vampire, the Queen of Nightmares, Luminous Valentine Sama. This world just thrives on chani, huh? Maybe I should join in? That could be fun. Another surprising thing was that even though Luminous is a true demon lord, she doesn't have an ultimate skill. It seems like ultimate skills are much harder to get than I thought. Fulan, the Sleeping Ruler, Dino Sama. So that's one of the primordial angels according to Ramaris. One with an ultimate skill as well. Harpy, the Sky Queen, Frey Sama. Lycanthrope, the Beast Master, Carrion Sama. Demonoid, the Platinum Saber, Leon Cromwell Sama. How odd, according to Ramaris he wasn't always a demon lord, rather he was a true hero in the past. He ended up becoming a demon lord after he killed demon lord Kazaram and took his seat. He also seems to have an ultimate skill, something quite difficult to obtain from what I learned from Luminous not having one. And she's the vampire progenitor. He is someone to keep an eye on. Still, how odd, for a hero to become a demon lord. Demon, Felix-sama. I need a cool title. Finally Slime, the leader of the Jura Tempest Federation, Rimuru Tempest-sama. Gah, even Rimuru has a title. Rainbows, that concludes the introductions. Guy stood up. The reason for this meeting is quite simple, Clayman's dead, we're here to discuss who his replacement should be. He turned to look at me. Now how about we start with his death, could you explain why you killed him? I didn't sense any hostility from him. Hell, it seems like no one really cares that I killed Clayman. He must be a shithead to everyone then. I looked Guy dead in the eye as I said, he did something he shouldn't have, so I killed him for it. I thought back to that moment. Did I feel any guilt over what I did? All the families that I split up? No, I didn't. I guess I am a demon after all. Guy looked at me with a grin as he said, that's it? Well, I did need to become a demon lord, but the primary factor was I wanted Clayman dead for what he did. The Harvest Festival was just a side benefit. Why do I have a feeling that Guy was happy with my answer? Yup, that's it. We stared at each other for a few seconds before Guy cracked. PFFT, ha, that's great. I haven't heard of a reason like that for becoming a demon lord in a long while. I have a feeling that you and I are gonna be good friends. I stared at him in surprise. This dude is insane. Oh well, it worked to my benefit. He then looked to the other demon lords. Since Felix is more than strong enough for the position of demon lord, I recommend for him to join this council. Milim and Ranmaris also recommended him earlier. Any issue with Felix becoming a demon lord? I looked at Milim and Ranmaris in surprise. They never told me they recommended me. Felix should become a demon lord, said Milim with Ranmaris nodding along. Ranmaris floated up to me as she said, you know, I wouldn't mind if you became my underling, how about it? I gave her a half-lidded stare. I'm good, Ranmaris. Hey, he can't be your minion. He's my bestie. I tuned out Milim and Ranmaris' argument. I have no issue, said Drumroll. Sounds fine to me, said Dino, though I have my doubts if he was even listening. It looks like he's sleeping. The title sleeping ruler fits. Humphrey. I don't care who becomes a demon lord, do what you want, said Leon. Gahaha, I don't have any issues seeing as this guy beat me, said Carrion with Frey nodding along. I turned towards the last person, Luminous. I suppose I can give my agreement. Seeing as no one raised a complaint, he then looked towards me and said, so what do you say? Want to become a demon lord? I felt multiple gazes on me. I ignored them and turned to Guy. Yup, that's why I'm here after all. Gaha, great. Seeing as you killed Clayman, you can officially have his territory, do what you want with it. Now what title should you have? Ugh, I really don't want him to choose my title. With his naming sense I bet it'll be something chunny as hell. Seriously? Naming your subordinate misery? If you don't have an idea, we can always call you the Usurper of Black. You are after all the current strongest demon of the Black line of demons. Guy asked with a smirk. Yeah, use that one. That noir has always creeped me out. Megaman shouts out excitedly. Though the look Arcuaid is giving her for breaking decorum for the second time in this Walpurgis would likely kill small children. The Usurper of Black, huh? Not a bad title. And from what I know of Diablo, he honestly seems the type to find my title amusing despite its implication. That sounds good to me. Good then, we are back to being the 10 great demon lords then. Anyone have anything else to say? I saw that Frey was about to say something but was cut off by Rimuru getting up and saying, yes, I have declared myself a demon lord and want to be officially recognized by this council. Guy looked towards Rimuru with interest. Oh? You do know the requirements, yes. I need to be recommended by at least 2 other demon lords, or fight another demon lord for their seat. Correct, so which option will you choose? Before I could give my recommendation, Frey spoke up. I would like to announce something first. I would like to give up my position as a demon lord. I do not think as I currently am I am worthy of that title. Huh? Why Frey? I do remember Milim and Frey were quite close. Back when I first met Felix he was far more powerful than me, and now, I can't even fathom how strong he has become. Instead I have decided that I am going to serve Milim. Gah. Everyone seemed surprised by her declaration, even Dino, who I haven't seen do anything except sleep, looked at Frey in confusion. I therefore relinquish my status as a demon lord. Now this was rather sudden, said Guy. Wait Frey, you didn't tell me about any of this. Yes Milim, that would be because it would be a pain to convince you. As I said before, I have a few reasons. The top reason is that I am too weak to be called a demon lord. But Frey, aren't high-speed aerial battles your specialty? I see no reason to put yourself down like this. Drumroll seems to be adamant on getting Frey to stay. That's true, in an aerial battle I would have the advantage, But simply having the advantage is not enough. She then looked to Milim. Besides Milim, you can't keep being irresponsible forever. You need to take care of the people in your domain, and I can help you do that. So, will you accept my proposal, Milim? Ugh, it isn't my style to have people under me. Fine. As long as you treat me the same way you can serve me. You foo-foo, I'm glad then, Milim. Hold on, I have something to say. Said Carrion. I have a feeling I know where this is going. I would also like to give up my position as a demon lord. I have fought Felix a few times and have been beaten with each and every time. Milim was also simply toying with me when we were fighting. At my current level I'm not strong enough for this position. Since I've lost to Felix multiple times, I believe I should submit to him completely. Huh? As I looked at him in shock, he walked towards me and kneeled as he said, as of today, I am your subordinate. I'm counting on you, boss. Hold on, I never agreed to this. Seriously, dude, what the fuck? Gahaha, I've already given up my position as a demon lord, so what do you say? There are benefits to having Carrion as my subordinate. He has the potential to become a true demon lord for one. I'll also be able to utilize all of his forces if I want to. Ugh, fine, do what you want. Hahaha, will do, boss. Are you sure this is what you two want? Asked Guy. Carrion looked towards Guy and said, I put a lot of thought into this. I'll still be the king of the animal kingdom. I'll just take orders from Felix. He then looked towards me, so if you ever want the animal kingdom to do something, just let me know. I gave him a short nod. Having stronger subordinates can only be a good thing. I'll have to make Carrion stronger, of course, as he is my weakest direct subordinate. Something I'll be sure to tell him. He is the kind of guy who will only get motivated by that after all. Sigh, I quite liked you too. You might have even awakened in a few centuries, but very well, I accept both your resignations from the council. As of this moment, both Frey and Carrion are no longer demon lords. The two of you are free to serve whomever you please. Chapter 31, Part 2. He then looked towards Rimuru, seeing as there has been an opening, you can take one of the seats, so long as you are strong enough, that is. Hearing that, Rimuru released the restraint he had on his aura, allowing everyone to feel his power. Carrion, Frey and some of the attendants weren't even able to stand. Seeing this, he quickly reined in his aura. Guy looked towards everyone and said, well then, does anyone have any issues with Rimuru Tempest becoming a demon lord? No one had any problem, seeing as Rimuru was quite strong, on top of being a true demon lord, so that was over fairly quickly. Rimuru's title ended up being Rising Star, Rimuru Tempest, quite fitting if you ask me. As of now, the current demon lords are Guy, Ramarise, Milim, Dagrul, Luminous, Dino, Leon, me, and then Rimuru. A grand total of 9. We can't be called the 10 great demon lords with only 9 members. I decide to bring this up. Hey, since we only have 9 members, we can't be called the 10 great demon lords anymore. How unfortunate. We will have to come up with a new name. It's a matter of dignity. Why does Dagrul look constipated? Luminous decided to chime in. Fortunately, we are still in the middle of a Walpurgis. I'm sure we can come up with something good. Ugh, we had to hold Walpurgis over and over again to come up with that name. What a pain. Even Dino is taking this seriously. I guess the Walpurgis really is a glorified tea party if they hold it for mundane matters like that. Luminous then looked at me with a devious smile. How about the 2 new members come up with a name? Gah. What the fuck, Luminous? I suck at names. I had to use names from fictional works in order to name my subordinates. I will have my revenge. I look towards Sky. Surely he will take my side. He said he wanted to be my friend, right? He smirks at me before he says, that's a good idea. So how about it, Felix? Do you have any good names? Bastard, why are you targeting me? Rimuru is also a new demon lord. I look towards Rimuru for help, but the little shit is looking to the side pretending he doesn't see me. Aha, I know what to do. I use thought acceleration, which has been upgraded to increase my perception by 10 million times, and ask Odin. Odin, can you come up with a name? Surely with all your processing power you are capable of that, right? Answer. It is indeed possible to come up with a few names to choose from. Multiple names have been generated, the 9 sovereigns, the Infernal Council of 9, the Ninefold. Gah. Why the fuck are they all so chuny? It is highly likely that the Lord of Darkness Sky Crimson will only accept such names. Of course. Well, I might as well pick the least chuny of them all. I stop using thought acceleration as I take a sip of my wine and look towards everyone. How about the 9 sovereigns? From the looks on everyone's faces, it seems like everyone likes it. I like it. It's the coming of a new age. Thanks for the enthusiasm, Milim. As expected of Felix. Gah, I don't know what to say to that, Ramarise. I just asked Odin for help. I suppose it will do. Why is Luminous acting like it's Sundeer? Oh wow, Nice, that was quick. Dino seems happy. He must have hated coming up with a name the last time this happened, huh? No complaints from me. Seems like Leon just doesn't care. Very well then. As of today, we are the 9 sovereigns, kahaha. Seeing as everyone is getting up, it seems the meeting is over. Rain stood out and said, then I shall once again introduce the 9 sovereigns. This meeting went well. I'm glad I didn't have to do something as bothersome as fighting to prove my power. Demon, the Lord of Darkness, Guy Crimson-sama. Gah, that title man, I guess I might as well embrace the Chuni. Pixie, the Labyrinth, Ramaris-sama. Dragonoid, the Destroyer, Milim-Naga-sama. Giant, the Earthquake, Dagrul-sama. Man, Dagrul looks like he just wants this to be over with, poor guy. He must have to go through these kinds of things often. Vampire, the Queen of Nightmare, Luminous Valentine-sama. Fulan, the Sleeping Ruler, Dino-sama. Demonoid, the Platinum Saber, Leon Cromwell-sama. Demon, the Usurper of Black, Felix-sama. And finally, Slime, Rising Star, Rimuru Tempest-sama. This concludes the introductions. And that's how I became a Demon Lord. We ended up heading to a casual lounge of sorts that was next to the meeting room. Guy's maids prepared an extravagant meal for us, and boy did it look delicious. It wasn't mandatory to attend, but most of the present Demon Lords did. The attendants were also allowed to participate, so Arcuade and Megaman took the seats next to me. As I wait for the food, I ponder on how I can go about bridging the gap between Guy and I. Do you have any ideas, Odin? Answer. The easiest way for the master to gain strength in a relatively short period of time is through acquiring a second name. A second name? Like a last name or something like Rimuru and Guy both have? Correct. Due to there not being many beings who can name you without consequence, it is recommended that the master is named by the masses. Through spreading your name, the collective belief of the masses can grant enough energy for the master to give himself a second name. Through collective belief? So sort of like a legend? Correct. I see. Now how do I go about that? Maybe I can just have Guy spread my name as the Demon Lord Felix White instead of just the Demon Lord Felix. That's the name I plan to use anyway. It would be a hassle to have it spread as Demon Lord Felix, only for it to change to Felix White. It seems the meeting went well, my lord. I turned towards Arcuade. Yeah, I don't think it could have gone much better. I'm satisfied with the results. Gaha. I can't wait till Noir hears about your title. He's gonna be annoyed for sure. I give Megaman a half-lidded stare. I have a feeling she's going to be a bit of a troublemaker. Chapter 32, Part 3. Guy ended up taking the seat across from me. He sent me a smirk as he said, "Kahaha, you caused quite a lot of change today. Is that a bad thing?" He licked his lips as he said, "No, that only makes me more interested in you. To think that a demon of Noir's own lineage would surpass him, truly amusing." I gave him a raised eyebrow as I said, "Unfortunately I'm not interested in men.